there was a small encampment kind of out front. I'm assuming if we're looking at the picture,
The small tower on the right, wasn't it?
Is it the small tower
Yeah.
on the right? Okay.
Yeah, that watch,
So
the
there
kind
was
of
a
watchtower.
small camp there, and there was a bard or scholar or some such who was in that small camp. We learned a little bit about the place and a few other things that I can't fully remember right now, but I'm sure we have notes somewhere. And yeah, we were deciding to kind of go up and take a look around.
We got attacked on the outside, though, didn't we, by the swamp creature thing that was in the water.
So we walked up the causeway, the central to the picture. I assume that's the causeway.
Yeah, that's the one with the two green lines.
And we were attacked by tentacles.
And I did the rather stupid move of diving off the edge to kill it.
Right. Which
worked out quite well.
We either killed it or drove it off, as I recall.
Yeah.
And survived. So I think that's where we left it.
No, we missed a little bit further.
To the bridge at the top.
So yeah, so the way.
Oh, we made it across.
Yeah, so the drawbridge.
We were attacked, weren't we, as we got to the drawbridge?
Yeah, so the drawbridge between the walkway and the actual entrance to the castle was missing. So you built a makeshift bridge across with some old timbers, and that led you into the gatehouse there that's at the bottom. Which kind of looked at various levels with like a stables in the bottom, and it led up to kind of a grand hall with feasting tables, and sat around the feasting tables were the skeletal remains of a couple of dozen knights. And there were various rooms leading off there, like kitchens and serving rooms and things like that.
Didn't we decide to go around and destroy the skulls?
I believe you did take some time to pull the head, remove the skulls from the skeletons.
We weren't falling for that one again, were we?
I'd tangled with some skeletons already, some undead. So yeah, I think you'd done that. Spent some time doing that, and then
I feel like we also did some scavenging in this room, right?
Yeah, we found a few bits and pieces,
silverware,
a bit of silver and things like that.
Yeah, got a bit of silverware from the tables and a few bits and bobs.
Right.
And then made your way up through this structure, which eventually brought you. Let's do it in a bit. If you didn't know, you can zoom in the screen, the image with the mouse wheel, and if you right click, you can drag it around as well. You can also hold your mouse button down to ping a spot as well if you want. In fact, if you hold shift down and ping a spot, it'll drag the screen to it. Although that might just be me.
I think that's just you.
Just you.
I give me more power.
For all of us, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, so you went up through this structure, which led to a gateway that looked out over a ravine, which I believe of the description, this huge ravine that kind of splits the forest in two. It's like cleaved, this almost as if it's this mountain's being cleaved in two. And the forest.
It's an open causeway, right? And we were fired upon, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the actual drawbridge. There must have been a drawbridge there at some point, but it's long gone, rotted and fallen away. The only thing that's left is a single chain that spans the ravine, which is pretty deep. It must be at least 20 meters deep, but you probably can't even see the bottom properly. It's hidden in shadow. But yeah, there's a chain that spans this ravine from doorway to doorway, which was obviously part of the bridge that must have been there. And on the opposite side, there is another portal leading into the eastern half of the stronghold. And I think a little bit after you'd arrived here, you're wondering trying to decide what to do, and an arrow came streaking out of the shadows of the doorway on the opposite side, and just missed. I think it just missed Oscar.
Yeah, I think it
I
did.
think that's right, because I think Oscar was kind of taking the vanguard there.
And Oscar bumped his head and got amnesia in a different accent.
And that is pretty much where we left it. So, I suppose we should, Oliver and Jason don't know. So, you've come. One of the reasons why you come, you've been chasing some bandits, which you're not sure. There's some treasure hunters supposedly in these ruins, and you're not sure if these bandits are something to do with these treasure hunters. But also I suppose you have been kind of chasing this legend you heard about of this sword called Rustbite.
Well, quick question about the world we're playing in the setting. And it's a lawless land, isn't it? There's no police force, there's no law. Every town will have its own laws, but outside of the towns there's nothing, right?
No, there's nothing. There are sort of
Most towns have been isolated for the past 300 years.
So we can kill with impunity.
So it means there's no legit treasure hunters and unlicensed treasure hunters.
Oh no, nothing like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah.
It's all fair game.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, you're not playing good guys. You're not playing heroes that are on some noble quest or anything. You're just out to see what you can take from the world, pretty much.
Land.
Yeah.
Love it.
We did promise that spirit, though, that we would.
Yeah,
Look
there
in-
was the spirit, wasn't there, that we...
Yeah.
Was it
The spirit of the queen?
Of a dead queen, yeah.
What does
Yeah.
she want?
She wants us to avenge her and her family by killing someone. Hang on, did we write those notes in our journal?
So
She
yeah,
had me
Right.
kill someone.
So we're looking to kill someone named Zygofer
Okay.
that she told us is in the capital city of Alderstone. She mentioned an artifact called Rustbite, a weapon that is in a fortress called Weatherstone.
Was that really in relation to the Rust Brothers, that weapon?
That's a good question. I don't know that we've gone down
We've not found that out yet, have we? We've not.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to follow
But
along
this-
with what I've watched as well.
Where we are is Weatherstone. Is that correct?
Yes,
that the
this-
part of it?
according at the very least, according to the bard Dal, the bard that you encountered in the watchtower,
Right.
he told you this was Weatherstone.
Right.
Like the
That's
area,
all we know.
the whole area. This is Weatherstone.
Well, somebody else is here, and they just fired at me. Can I fire back?
You can, yeah, of course you can.
Oh, sorry. So this specific this place we're in, this ruin is Weatherstone rather than wider area is Weatherstone.
Yeah, this fortress this ruin is called Weatherstone, or at least according to the bard that you encountered. Yeah, this is what you've been told. There's no sign,
By the look of it, the stone hasn't weathered very well.
No.
No. Or on the
So
flip
I
side,
should-
it's
I-
very weathered stone.
Very weathered stone.
So I suppose it won't. I'll give you. So the bard, he related a legend connected to the place. So I suppose if I give you that as well, that would be probably useful. Let me just close that a minute. I need to. Right, where are we? Weatherstone legend. So this is a legend that the bard Dal told you. 10 generations before our time, the cruel king Algarad declared that Alderland had become overcrowded. He sought to expand his kingdom by leading an army across the mountains to Ravenland. So the Forbidden Lands is Ravenland.
Yep.
Where he fell in battle against the demonic hordes of the sorcerer Zygotha. As he was lost, so too was the scepter Nekhaka, rumoured to be the source of his power. However, the will of the king burned so fiercely that he refused to die, and for ages stood watch in the stronghold of Weatherstone. Legend has it that Algarod will march once again to retrieve the spire of Nekhaka and complete his conquest of Ravenland. But the curse was suddenly broken, and the undead king and his men finally went to their final rest. There are whispers that Algarad's war chest remains in Weatherstone, forever guarded by evil spirits and the beasts of the sorcerer.
I remember that from watching it. So, you're saying that this guy we're supposed to kill, this Zygoroth or whatever his name is some powerful sorcerer that used to lead armies. You never mentioned that.
Well, hang on. Let's back up. This is what the queen asked us to do.
Right.
She told us about a weapon. She asked us to kill the sorcerer. I said we would look into it, I believe. Those were the words I used.
Yeah.
Getting monetarily compensated.
No, the queen's
No,
dead.
not at all.
No?
Well, there's a war chest.
We basically tried to placate her while we fleed her tomb.
Yeah.
That's essentially what happened.
Right, okay, so it was a bargaining deal. You get away with your lives if you said you would look into killing this guy, right? Okay.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. Make some money and hire an assassin, someone else.
But, an artifact of some kind sounds interesting. Rustbite. I believe we were told it was a sword.
Yeah.
I think so.
So yeah, it's that
But
would be
evil
helpful.
spirits and beasts.
Yes.
That's what we gotta get through. And I don't think either of those things shoots arrows.
No.
Well, no, we know that there's a party of people
Yeah.
searching the ruins. So they're just people.
So they're gonna have to deal
But
with evil
there's
spirits and
something
beasts
else here.
alike.
And maybe us, we might have to deal with them. We're neutral at the moment with that other party.
Well, I'm
aren't we?
firing back.
Correct.
Is that
No.
who's shooting at us? This known other party that you. Oh, right, okay. They're
I don't
shooting.
know, but somebody shot at me. I'm shooting back.
Well, Oscar.
That's
Oscar is a
yeah.
bowsmith, isn't he? Sorry, not bowsmith, but an archer.
Yeah, so...
yeah.
I'm not a combative class, I believe. I'm a
No, you're a merchant.
You have a bow and skill in it, though, right?
Yeah, well, everybody can potentially do anything. So if you've got no points in a skill, you'll still get the attribute it's tied to. One thing to
has a short bow, and you get equipment dice for having that, don't you?
yeah. So to use the short bow, you go to your combat tab, and you'll see the gear that you've got equipped is in your combat tab. So you'll click on that, and it'll use all the relevant dice. So you click on that, it'll open up a window, show you all the relevant dice it's using, and there's also a window to add modifiers if you had modifiers. It also shows you your. Have you got sharpshooter?
I hope John is.
You have
for this character because I'm very bad at killing characters. Like,
so you've also got the sharpshooter talent as well. So the thing with the talents, and next to the right hand side there, the name of the talent, you'll see a little speech bubble. In fact, anywhere you see a little speech bubble to the side of things, if you left click on it, it will bring it up. There you go. It'll bring up the full description.
Got you.
So it'll tell you.
Sharpshooter.
Yeah. So you've
You're
got
a master archer, and your arrow almost always hits its target.
So you've got rank 1. Oh, no, that's Pathfinder. Where's it gone? We've got loads of ones popped up. Rank 1. Your attack rolls are modified by +1 when you shoot a bow or crossbow. So if you click on the bow,
Right.
the window it opens up. You'll see under modifiers, you see sharpshooter, and there's a little box next to it. So you have to click in that box to
The active box.
to add that, to use that before you click the roll button.
Right, so it's not automatically added because you've got it. You need to use it.
Yeah.
Got you.
Some talents require the spending of willpower points. So you'll on your main at the top of your character sheet, you'll be able to see it all the time. you can see most of you've got some willpower points. You basically get willpower points by pushing rolls, but for every bane that you take, when you push a roll, it generates a willpower point. So there's a pain gain thing.
Point on something else, you get something on will.
Yeah, there's a pain gain thing. Risk
I'm quite
reward.
familiar with the rules just from watching, and I have had a little read of the rules as well.
Yeah, I think that pretty much good. The other thing, you don't keep track. So you notice on your gear, is it on your gear tab or combat tab? Yeah, gear tab. On the bottom, you've got your food, water, arrows, and torches. So we don't keep track of. It's kind of abstracted. You keep it when you keep track. So basically, after you've used something, you'll click on. In this case, arrows. You'll click on that, and it'll do an equipment check. And yeah, it rolls dice, and if you roll a bane, it will reduce your dice to the next level. So the maximum dice you can have is a D12. The lowest is a D6. So at the moment, Theron has got a D6. Well, and
D4.
Is it D4? Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure. We'll have to double check. It's either D6 or D4. It might be D4. But basically, if you're on the lowest dice and you roll a 1, that means all that resource is gone. You've run out.
No food or whatever.
Yeah. We did have as you'll know, Oliver, from watching the thing, we had a session, possibly 2 sessions, where they're on everybody on the everybody on the verge of starvation.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what really attracts me to the game, the survival element of it, that it's got a heavy survival, and the crafting element as well. You can take in your equipment and it being fragile, and the low resources kind of thing, as well as the low magic. It's just a new setting. It's cool. Brilliant. The
first session where they were supposed to leave the settlement, they decided, no, we're not going to leave the settlement. We're just going to go into the woods and start gathering.
Like a week.
Yeah, it's better week
We
gathering.
didn't have anything.
Gathering wood, and then the other halflings still on the settlements.
Like you spend a lot of time in game getting resources. It's really important to spend a lot of your time getting resources.
Yeah,
and I love that. I'm really into it.
Well, and planning out camping too, I think took us a minute, but we finally figured out like somebody's got to be on watch and somebody's got to be
foraging,
sleeping, and
somebody sleeping. Yeah, I'm really into the system. It's very cool, very different, unique.
It is. It has got a lot of those parts have got a lot of similarities to the One Ring as well. It does have a.
Oh yeah, I've not played it yet.
The journey inside of it. But anyway.
All right,
so yes.
Who's shooting first? Our sharpshooter or am I?
Right, so I'm having difficulty. Character names are not on the screen I'm looking at. So what's your character name? And I'll look at Twitch. Yeah, right. So Theron, what is your skill with the bow? Are you not as good as me? Are you the lesser bowman?
Oh no, I'm the lesser bowman.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll shoot first then, and hopefully, like, by the time, the better shot gets them by surprise, I guess.
Because I figure we have to get over this chasm, so we need some cover fire. Between you and me, I think we can provide that. So
okay.
Somebody should climb that. Somebody should climb that chain. Who's going over first?
I guess that's down to me then.
Or I could, but yeah, either way. I also have a sling. I could assist with the cover fire.
Okay.
Not well, but I could.
Do we know how many people's in this group that's firing at us?
Not a clue.
No, you can't see anybody. You can't see who's shot. If there's one person or more than one person, you've no idea.
Did we know if it was from above or across?
It came from directly across.
Oh, okay.
And where are we? Halfway up on one side of this castle, on this chasm. Sorry, on the gap
where Oscar is.
Where Oscar is. Yeah, Oscar is the party marker.
He's the team token.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we're there. Got you. And where did the arrow come from then?
Directly across.
Directly across.
Yeah.
Across. I'm just going to return an arrow directly across, right back at them, I think.
Okay. Can we make fire arrows? Thinking it might light up that room a bit as well, so
Do
we
we-
can see.
Do we have oil? And we must have a bit of rag and some oil.
If you had the things to do it, I suppose you could. How effective they are is another question.
We've got torches, haven't we?
You did manage to. You spent a lot of. You did spend a lot of time putting together a handful of torches. Yeah. I wouldn't say there you can really use those to convert it, or certainly not easily convert them into fire arrows.
Yeah.
What about a spellcaster? Can he cast anything to?
Yeah,
So
where's
I
your
was thinking about
cantrips?
that. You got to keep in mind, spellcasting is not like it is in other games. Like when it's what's the word I'm looking for? When it fits, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But most of the time, no. Like no, that's not going to do anything. I mean, assuming these are people, which, I don't know that we're even sure about that because we haven't seen them yet.
I don't think they're monsters if they're shooting arrows.
Yeah, beasts can't fire arrows. Come on.
Depends.
You guys fought undead before, and they wielded weapons, didn't they? The skeletons.
Yeah, they could be skeleton archers.
Yeah, regardless, my
spirits,
longest
yeah.
distance spell is short range, which I
Right.
don't know. We probably are in short. We're not in.
So yeah, the gap. So the it is 5 meters across this gap.
Okay, so we're definitely within short, not maybe even within near. I could, if they're living, I could affect people with some empathy damage and possibly break them there, but again, I can't see anybody. I don't know what we're going up against. I can't just fire blindly.
Yeah. So I would because they're in.
But I'm not a blaster mage. In case
So I would say they're at least short range. They're at least in at the closest. They're in short range.
How wide is that
Okay.
gap?
5 meters.
So it's jumpable then.
5 meters?
5 meters? No way.
That's
5 meters is 30 feet.
yeah.
Who's the
Yeah,
strongest
maybe
character?
it's
Can we
right.
throw a halfling that far?
Throwing. Yeah, we might.
5
toss
meters.
No,
us
I'm just basing it off something I've read here. I'm just on a side note that's saying that the furthest anyone has ever jumped in one bound with a running start is about 8 meters.
Wow. That would be an exceptional person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's
How many of the characters?
I'm
here
not
are
making that
Olympians?
athletics roll. I'll just
No.
say.
I'm a halfling. I have 3 breakfasts. I'm not an Olympian.
meters in 5.
So I am willing to go across if you guys will provide cover.
So it's 6. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
over.
I can't provide any cover fire because I have nothing to fire with. But obviously
I can give you my sling.
I've got the fighting skill. So which way do you want to go with it?
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, you go across then, and the 3 of us will cover you. And then I'll go second with the arrows covering.
Okay, so it's the distance. So 5 meters is just over 16 feet.
Sounds like a plan. So who's starting? Is that me? Can I get to go first?
Well, there's no at the moment. The situation we're in at the moment, there's no real. I wouldn't consider that we're not really in combat as such. So there's no. So yeah, you can just
Right,
choose your.
So can we?
So I can
Come
just
look.
head across then and see what happens, can I?
Yeah, you
Well, I
can.
was gonna say you start to head across, but have the 3 of us can we
Take
Like,
sniper
ready?
positions.
Yeah.
and be prepared
Yeah,
to?
yeah, you can do that. I mean, that'll give you. Yeah, I would allow. Yeah, I would say that give you the option of drawing 2. If we go into combat rounds, that'll give you the option of drawing 2 combat cards and then choosing the better.
Nice.
Oh, okay. I don't dislike that.
Okay.
I don't know what cards are. I'm excited.
So basically, initiative is done with like a deck of cards from 1 to 10, and you basically draw a card, and that gives you initiative. The lower goes
an
for
advantage on initiative, basically. Nice.
yeah. So lowest goes first. At the beginning of every round of combat, you can choose to swap cards with an ally.
Yep.
There are also abilities. I think it's the feint ability, which essentially lets you do the same thing but with enemies. But combat is fixed. Other than that, the turn order is fixed from round to round.
Yeah, based on the first draw, right? You don't draw every round.
No, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
There are
Initiative until the end of the fight or whatever.
yeah. So there are things that break the turn order. So, for instance, like I say, you can choose at the beginning of each round before anything happens. You can choose to swap with somebody if they want to. But things like dodging and parrying also break the turn order. So you'd because it uses parrying or dodging uses up one of your actions.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have less actions on when it comes round to your normal turn order.
Got it.
Okay. So
It doesn't cost anything to switch initiatives or something with somebody.
no. It's
It's
just like it's just a voluntary thing. If somebody agrees to do it, you can just switch, and that's before anything else happens. Right at the beginning of a new round.
So you've got to decide between you before anybody in the round does anything.
Yes.
If anybody's switching.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So I've forgotten the name of your character. It's
Gabriel.
yeah. For some reason, it says Ian Phil. It's displaying your real name, not your character name there.
Cool.
So
It's
it's
a big fighter, big human fighter.
Gaviel. What's the second name, Ian? Gaviel
Loken.
Loken.
Logan.
I'll put that. It's probably wrong.
Logan. L-O-K-E-N.
I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. Okay, so Gaviel, Gaviel's going to start climbing across, is he?
Yes.
Okay. The best of luck. So that will require climbing across this rusty old chain that spans this gap will require a move roll. Just one success will do it.
Are we ready? Here we go.
Okay.
There
Right.
you go.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Gaviel starts sort of. Well, Gaviel, you tell us what you're doing.
Obviously, I'm going to lower myself down and sort of monkey swing across the chain.
Okay, so hand over arm, not wrapping your legs around. Okay, hand over hand.
Nope.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's one thing. You are supposed to give like a description of what you're doing before you roll with this, but hey ho. Okay, so you start sort of monkeying across this chain, and as you do, get about halfway, just over halfway, and you catch sight of a figure, definitely a humanoid shaped figure, standing back in the shadows, maybe about 10 feet back from the doorway. And you can see them like raise the bow, but hesitate, and then turn and run instead.
Do any of us see this?
No.
Okay.
So Gabriel, you managed to maybe like your heart racing a little bit when you see him, saw him about to shoot at you, but but other than that, you safely get across to the other side.
I yell, Elling sign.
Is there any light in this room, or
No.
can I see anything now?
You can only see maybe about 10-15 feet in, and it's possibly kind of bright. The first few feet is kind of brightly lit from what bit of sun sort of filter is able to reach down from above. But beyond that, you can see maybe it's dimly lit for about 15 feet or so, and then beyond that, it's darkness. You can see in the distance. You can see like points of light that's maybe coming through windows or cracks in the walls.
And it seems to be clear of.
Yeah, well, you can't see. Yeah, it looks clear because you can't see.
Yeah,
There could be
Right,
there could be anything.
I'm gonna, because I haven't got any.
But you
torches.
can hear the sound of receding footsteps.
Right, so I'm gonna signal to the others to one of them start and come across, preferably someone with a torch, so we can.
Oscar have a torch?
So
Remember who had the torches.
if you look on your character sheet, like I say, if you've got a dice in torches, you've got a torch.
Oh yeah, right enough. So I go to equip gear.
Yeah.
Torches? Nah, I've got nothing in torches.
I don't either.
I've got moral support.
Yeah. Has anybody got any torches left?
We did have 2 left, I think, somewhere along the line.
I got nothing in my gear.
I'm a halfling. I've got dark vision. Do I? Games Master? Do I have
No,
dark
you
vision?
No, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing. No one has it.
No.
No.
We made 4 torches, didn't we? And
Yeah.
we used 2.
Well, yeah. Let's say you've got 1 left. Let's say you've got 1 left.
I'll hold the torch.
The archers would laugh.
So I'll cross, I guess, with a move roll.
How are you crossing though?
Wait. Oh, never mind. I can't hold the torch because that puts me overweight. So somebody else will need to hold it.
We can't really say that I've got the torch all of a sudden now I'm the cross, can we? I thought it was Oscar that had one of the torches.
I thought so too for some reason, but yeah, I don't know. So move roll to get across, Phil? Is that right?
It is, yeah, a move roll, yes.
All right. So this is just a chain, right?
Yes.
So I am going to gingerly lower myself onto the ground and kind of hold onto the chain and let my body like dangle beneath it as I crawl across hand over hand.
All right, so you are looping your legs over it as well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm not built. I don't have the upper body strength to just, Tarzan it across. So
Well, you're not under any large amount of pressure. So if you're doing it that way, you don't have to rush. So you can have a bonus dice for doing it as well.
okay. So I'll give myself a bonus die. Where do I add that?
It's modify, yeah.
Sorry, it's been a while.
So I don't think anybody has any phobias about heights or anything. So there we go.
No, I don't. I made it.
IRL,
Double-
yeah.
Yeah, I do in real life. Yeah, but yeah, characters. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Oh, in real life, yeah.
yeah. As a small child, I nearly accidentally threw myself off the top of a dry waterfall.
Oof.
But yeah, anyway, that's another story. Yeah. So the rest of you going across?
Yeah, I'm the last. Who else is left to go over?
I'm still
Oscar and
Oscar and
Theron and Oscar, I believe.
Theron.
Theron,
Right.
yeah.
Oscar will go
I'll go
next. then
next, I guess.
Right, go ahead, Theron. Sorry, Oscar will go last.
I'm gonna walk over the chain. I'm
Oh.
an elf.
You're going to tightrope, okay?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, why not?
why not? Half elf.
How
I'll half make it.
Oh yeah, so you're also Siren's half brother as well.
Yeah, you're my half brother.
Oh, somebody should tell me.
Different mothers,
Ah, gotcha.
same father.
Daddy was a Rolling Stone. Got it.
Well, a tree actually.
Is that a diss?
No, he's a permanent fixture. Where was it? Was he in the inn?
He's a drunkard.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not a drunkard. He just sits in the winery
Yeah.
and like
He's
every 30 or 40 years he comes out of his stupor and finds himself a little piece and
Father some children.
goes back to his meditation.
Yeah, just because it goes into it's basically in like some kind of like stasis, like in a trance.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
cool.
Made it.
Yeah, tight ropes across the chain.
Nice. Well done.
And finally, Oscar.
Right. So
Could this
am I
be the
rolling
end
move?
of Oscar?
Is that in main? No. Combat?
It's a move. It is in main. It's under agility.
Agility.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got 0 in that. Fun.
So that will just use your agility.
Yep. So I don't add anything. I just roll.
No, well, yeah. If you're just
5.
going hand over hand, so that is a no success.
Got more than one agility, right?
I'll say, I'll look.
So
Oscar.
that should be.
He's got 2 X's on his agility.
Oh,
So
his
both
agility's
points.
damaged. He's got.
Yeah, it's
He's got 2
Oh.
damage on his agility. That's why.
Oh,
I'm just looking at the sheet. He's got 1 out of 3 on agility. He's got 1 currently.
Yeah. So yeah, Oscar, you probably don't even start to get anywhere. You don't even try and sort of pull yourself over the chain. Your injuries have impeded on your ability to try and climb across here. You're certainly not going. Probably unlikely to make it across here without any help.
So do I have to push the roll then? I'm gonna die. No, I'll die if I fail, right?
Yeah, you're gonna. If
Right,
you
okay.
fail, if you
Fair
fail,
enough,
you
fair
will
Do you have any
fall.
rope?
What have I got? I don't know if I've got any rope or not.
I don't have any rope on my character.
Yeah.
We're not even out in. I'm not killing the character. I'm just.
I've got I've got the blanket, but I don't think that'd reach.
No, that'd be one hell of a big blanket.
well, we could cut it though, right?
Make strips.
But then what would
Yeah.
you sleep under?
Well, now you're out of blanket, but sometimes when
Have
you're,
we got?
when you're
Is there anything we can
dating
find
like
in the room
this-
though? There might be.
So
Just go exploring without me. I'll just wait. Good luck.
So there were of course back in the banqueting hall there were those big tables.
Oh, you're thinking about making a bridge?
Something that we can. Yeah.
So I'll have to go and get all them then if they're back the way. Because you guys have all went.
Look for a
first.
tapestry.
Okay.
Places like this have tons of tapestries.
Yeah.
Ladies
Okay.
love tapestries.
Do I remember seeing any tapestries?
There are, you have seen tapestries, but they're the ones you've seen are rotten. Don't forget this place has been laid empty for 300 years or more.
It's very clever.
Well, I'll go to start pulling through some tables or whatever I can drag through because I'm a little halfling.
Yeah.
And then shout, "What do you think? What we're gonna do?"
So back down the banqueting hall, one of the banqueting tables would easily span this gap, but there's no way you're shifting that by yourself.
Yeah. So somebody's gonna have to come back across
I'll risk it. I'll risk it.
to make a bridge.
I think the elf will be the best.
Is that Theron?
You can just dance across.
Yeah, I'll risk it. I'll dance across.
Theron's agility, it's got to move, yeah. Slightly better than Oscar, not that much better. Okay, but yeah. Gracefully step your way across.
Let's go grab a table. I'll be back in 1 second and go to the fridge.
Okay.
We just need like a plank or two of it. We don't need to take the entire table, do we?
So it's quite a big sort of it's a big carved table. It's not just like a one that you'd find in some like cheap inn. It's not just like planks
I
of
got
wood.
the splinter a bit off.
It's a
So like a solid piece.
yeah, it's a solid. It's a huge solid piece, probably carved out of a. It must have cost a fortune.
Out
It's
of a
probably
single one.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And we're gonna
I've
ruin
got
it
an
when we
axe.
drag it.
But yeah,
I've got an axe. I can take this apart. I've got crafting.
You could do that. That would be take more time, but yeah, that is a possibility as well.
If it's a big, massive 5 meter long piece of wood, there'll be one thick, bespoke piece of wood that'll be like 6 inches thick. Even with an axe, it's going to take you hours to split that.
Oh, fair.
Siren turns to Garvey and is like, "Do you have any cards or anything?"
All right, let's drag it up there. Let's drag as much as we can up
Bit
there.
of poker.
Let's get dragging.
Yeah, something while we're sitting here waiting.
So, crafting
Knock
a
down that archer. We'll catch up.
That archer could be just one person. That's why they run away, because it is just one person.
Okay, so yeah, do you two want to do anything while you're waiting? There's
I don't see why. If we're saying that Garviel had the torch, then I don't see why we can't move forward and take a
We
look.
can see what's in this room, this area that we're in. If nothing else.
Right.
Okay. So then. So while they're dragging one of these huge oak tables up two or three flights of stairs back up to this to where the drawbridge was. You head, taking the torch, you head down this hallway. So there's it's quite a long high arched hallway. There's passageways leading off to either side every now and then, which lead off to smaller rooms, look like storage rooms or possibly like more servants' quarters. It's hard to tell. A lot of what remains in these places is rotted away. So the only reason why the banqueting tables are still intact is because of the superior craftsmanship and the quality of the materials and things. But so it runs quite a long hallway, and it runs for.
Are there
Yeah.
like anything? I mean, I know it's going to be old, but like
Yeah.
wood is going to burn.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's you can do a scouting check. See if you can come up with anything that's scavengeable, anything that's salvageable. I mean, Garviel could assist,
Yeah, and I say I might as well assist.
so that'll give you a bonus dice. Oh. No, that's probably not a good idea. So yeah, you check all these.
Reroll those, right?
Sorry?
Or do it? Wouldn't it
Oh,
reroll?
say again, Brian. You just
I think
broke.
it's only after the.
It is just it's after the push. You don't take any damage unless you push it. But you will, so that you will take at least 3 damage. And that's all stat damage. So that'll go to where's it? That'll go to wits. That'll be 3 damage to wits.
It'd be wits.
Yeah.
No, but again, I thought it re-rolled those.
No. So when you push, any 1s or 6s, banes and successes aren't re-rolled. So that you will get a minimum of 3 banes.
I mean, I'm not going to, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure I remembered.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is brutal.
It is.
Isn't it? I love it.
Yeah. So no, there's nothing. You search down down the corridors, checking all these side rooms, and nothing of use. So, but you do at the far end. You come to a staircase. There's a narrow stone staircase leading down into the bowels of this tower. That you're in at the moment, and another wider staircase leading upwards, and you can see light spilling down from open windows up on this staircase.
So we can see light spilling in.
No, there's one heading down, one heading up.
Yeah. So there's a wide.
Oh, one heading
Yeah, there's a
up.
wide staircase leading up, and you can see there's windows lining this staircase on the one that's going up, and there's light coming down from those. There's a narrower staircase that leads, well, not a staircase, some steps that lead down into the deeper into this tower, and you can probably even feel like this cold air coming up from below. So meanwhile, Oscar and Theron, you've probably managed to drag this this banquet table all the way back up to.
I will be back in 1 second.
This is more lifting and pushing than I had planned on doing, but yes.
Well, if somebody knew how to move across a chain,
I'm a hobbit. I have 3 breakfasts. I'm fat.
we got to teach you how to learn to climb.
I think so. Right, so we managed to get a table across. So what do we do? Like flip it so that it goes like that?
Yeah, that's probably your best bet because you want the flat side on the bottom.
Yep.
And just kind of aim it. We got to tip it so it catches on the other side.
Okay. So
Should
what
we
you
have the guys on the other side to try and catch it?
Oh, I don't even know where the heck they went.
So yeah, there's no
Are
sign
you
of
over there still?
I mean, we can hear him, right? We didn't go up or down. We just went down the.
We're back.
So you can maybe just about hear them.
I don't know where the heck they are. Maybe they're dead.
All right.
I hope not.
So we need you to catch this table when we flip it over.
So yeah, I'll come back.
Okay, so as you're shouting as well, as you shout across the ravine, your voice echoes up and down this ravine, and also into the passageway on the other side where the other two are. There's some birds. There's like a screeching noise, and some birds fly up from this tower up here. And you kind of the sound of them, the movement draws your attention. And you're like, yeah, some birds. But it dawns on you quite quickly that they are quite big birds. They look quite sizable. At least
Big enough to make off.
maybe the size of a dog, maybe bigger.
Oh gosh.
We need to get across and back into cover ASAP.
Okay, dropping the table over and and going across. Yes.
Up in the drawbridge, yeah.
Yeah. Erstats drawbridge.
Okay. Right. So this thing like drops down, and a massive bang and cloud of dust goes up as this thing hits. It seems pretty solid. So you can head across if you want.
I'll hold on to it on our side to keep it steady.
Nice. So do I need to roll to get across now, or am I okay to
No.
just get
You can
across?
just there's no, you're okay.
Thanks, Darren. I wouldn't have got across without you. I appreciate you.
Getting the bow out just in case those birds come our way as I cross over as well.
Okay, so got your bow out, glancing, looking up, and there's a flock of about 5 or 6, maybe more, and they kind of swoop down from the top of the tower down towards one of the towers on this side, but higher up. And you can see, whatever they are, they're big. They're big. Maybe bigger than you first thought they were.
So.
And Oscar, you can make a what that would be a scouting roll, I guess.
Okay. Scouting is on agility.
It's wits, under wits.
Wits. I found it.
So this is kind of a passive thing, so you can't push this if you fail.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you can't push this because it's not it wasn't an active roll. It was just something that would passively happen.
Passive.
Can I make a lore
Right. Okay.
roll?
So yeah, you. Yeah, if you want to go and stick your head out and have a look and see if you can. For a bit of a distance,
I'll
I'll
peek on-
say got a penalty dice on that though.
Can I use, since nobody's done it yet, can I use my pride? I've read many books and I know the ways of the world.
Oh, what? Yeah. So, what is your pride again?
I've read many books and I know the ways of the world. I know a lot of things.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Why not? You can use your pride. So yeah, if so that's something everybody's. Oh, that's definitely successful.
Oh, nice.
Where do you find your pride? Is it under talent?
It
Bio.
is
Bio.
in bio. Yeah.
Nice.
Got it.
Okay. So you basically your pride gives you a 12-sided dice to add onto a roll.
Oh, it
If
just
you
rolled it by
fail it
itself.
though, then you've got to be able to justify using it. But if you fail it, then you lose face and you can't use it again, and you have to come up with a new pride. But that has to be that can't be done straight away. I think it's after you have to wait quite a while before you can select a new one.
And there's also
So
it's a little metagaming though too, because like
Go on,
don't you gain experience when you roll your pride? Like, isn't that like when we do experience tallies at the end of the session? It's like, did you use your pride? Did you stuff like that?
yes, you do.
Yeah, you have a dark secret as
So-
well, and
Yeah.
if you use that,
Uh-huh.
you get XP.
Yes, I think it might.
Yeah, my dark secret,
Yeah, you
unfortunately,
definitely get
hasn't
one.
come So I'm in using the pride, I'm imagining that I'm thinking about books on like in Seneca's library. Like he had tomes on a lot of different subjects, including like bestiaries and things like that. So I'm trying to remember if I've seen those things, like sketches of them and descriptions of them, just so I have some idea, because they seem like they could be a threat.
Okay, because you can add your pride into. Do you add your pride into your law into your roll? Or is
It
a
just
straight roll?
rolled pride automatically.
I'll look at that in a minute. Yeah.
If I need to.
Okay. Anyway, regardless, you got a successes. So, sorry, Brian.
I said if I need to roll lore as well, I will, but I got 2 successes with the pride.
Yeah. But yeah, we got successes regardless anyway. So yeah, you think these are harpies.
Oh,
The creatures that were once human mothers that murdered their children, and for their sins and as curse, they're become transformed into these winged humanoid monstrosities. At least that's what the law says.
Right. Okay, so yeah, I let everybody know, guys, these are harpies. They're potentially dangerous. And it looks like they came out of the tower, so they may be roosting at the top.
I guess you're saying that to me because we're going across together, right? Oh no, we went
Well,
over
we're
one
all
at a time.
across now.
Yeah, we're all across now. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like perhaps they're roosting in this tower up here.
Okay. Go and see what the other guys have found on the other side then. Where's the archer? Where did he go?
We're in
Guys.
in the tower here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we're all on the
You're all
other
over
side,
here now.
right?
Well,
I'm asking you, like my character's asking you, Oscar saying, where did the archer go?
Oh,
we think he's gone up the stairs.
We follow.
We best get after him before he gets a high, a high vantage point to shoot down on us. We best get up after him.
What about
Sounds
the
good to
underneath?
me.
'Cause there's stairs
After
down
all
as
of you.
well.
I don't feel like letting him run up to the top of the tower and find a nice place to shoot us from.
Yeah.
I think we should get after them.
If the harpies are roosting up there, though, I question whether or not he actually went up as opposed to down.
That's kind of
Yeah, you
possibility.
didn't see where he went.
We didn't actually see which way he went.
No.
So it would just
Well, we got a 50-50 chance, up or
And
down. I'm voting up.
You're voting up. Well, if he went up and there are harpies at the top, we're going to sandwich them in between us and the harpies. Yeah. If we go down and they're down, we'll be sandwiched in between them and the harpies.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, but harpies aren't going to use stairs.
No, they fly up and down some stairs though.
I feel like they probably wouldn't go down because of the narrow.
So we.
I think they'd struggle to get down.
Yeah.
So should we go up then?
Well, up is potentially a known quantity. We don't know what's down, but we know there's only so many levels above us. There's light from windows, which is handy. And harpies can be dangerous, but only if we're out in the open. If we do find that they're roosting up there, we could always, kind of move into a doorway or harry them from a doorway as opposed to going out and fighting on an open parapet.
Yeah, get up under them kind of thing.
So up.
I'm for up.
Is that right?
Yep, up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm the fighter. Let me go first with my axe. Is anybody a better fighter than me?
Harvey is also a decent in close fighter, if I recall
I
correctly.
think I'm good in close. Yeah, I seem to have had quite a bit of luck anyway with that kind of thing. So.
I don't think Oscar's a close range fighter at all.
I think the two bowmen should hang at the back.
Yeah.
And obviously myself and whoever.
I will stand ready with sling or staff to probably not assist anyone in combat.
I've got my sword out ready, so I'll go in swinging.
Okay, so you heading up the stairs then?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before we head up the stairs, we did do the pride slightly wrong. So you do roll the pride. We'll let it pass. But, so you do roll the pride dice on its own, but it's after you've failed a skill roll.
Okay.
You can call out your pride.
So I would have tried lore first.
Yeah. So it's basically you failed it, but you basically you because you're proud. And actually, I do know that. I do know how to do that. So yeah.
Okay. I get it.
Okay. So anyway, you ascend this staircase, and you about probably reach to the top of it, and you can see there's a landing. That leads onto another hallway. At the end of the hallway, you can see a set of old, rotted double doors, really quite sort of ornate, or would have been at one time. One of the doors is slightly open. And you clearly hear a man sort of scream, and then it's cut off mid. Ah!
Do they open inwards to the hall or out?
I would say they open inwards. But this appears to be the only way forward.
Sounds like scenario 1, where we sandwich them in between.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. Does somebody want to? I'll just go ahead and do it. I'll creep up to the door and kind of peek in, being as quiet as I possibly can with my soft, well-made shoes and my overabundance of caution.
Okay.
Making a roll if need be to be stealthy.
I'm not going to call for a roll at this point. Yeah. So yeah, you make it over to the door. You want to peer in, look inside. You can peer through the gap. It's like it's open, maybe a good foot or more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Yeah.
kind of
Take a look. I definitely don't want to I don't want to move my whole body into the opening. I'm trying to be as careful as possible not to be seen.
So as you draw close as well, just before you actually peer through, there's like a sharp smell hits your nostrils, almost like vinegar. And as you peer through, it's joined by a stench of rot, and like I said, there's this sharp, almost vinegary type smell. And you look into this big chamber that once must have been a grand chamber at one time. It looks quite excites you. In fact, it's quite intriguing. So you can see there's the remains of silk and old portraits that's still hanging on the walls, although they're rotted and mouldy. Which it must have been some kind of grand hall originally, but it looks to have been repurposed, and now it's filled with cauldrons, pools, and broken pottery, dissection tables, and other alchemical and magical equipment. But everything is covered with dust and cobwebs, and it's like decay. It's rusting. It's decayed. It's obviously, even though this room looks to have been repurposed for whatever reason from its original purpose, it's been left like this for centuries. But something catches your eye. Up on the wall, there are body parts of animals and human body parts nailed onto the wall, and they look quite fresh. And you're pretty sure the original owners of these body parts must have been alive up until quite recently. And one of the legs twitches.
Well, the sight that I'm sure would unnerve anyone else, but
I think I've got a little picture of what they give you an idea what the room looks like. A rough idea, anyway.
Ooh.
So there's stuff everywhere, and while you're looking as well, you hear something. You hear some movement and like sound of pots or some crockery or something like crockery cascading, falling up, sliding and falling over and smashing on the floor somewhere deeper in the room, far back at the far end of the room. And then off to your right you hear, oh God.
I follow your lead.
What are you seeing there, Theron?
we definitely need to investigate.
You first.
So nobody else has seen any of this.
There's something in there moving around, knocking things over. I can't see it. It sounds like someone is also injured. I'm going to need one of you big strapping lads to go in first.
Okay. I'll do it. I'm going to start and head towards, because I presume I've been told where the noise, sort of the area where the noise came from.
It's a big room. It's coming from like the back, further away from us.
Yeah,
So
so
Try my best to cover him with my bow.
So the room is probably about the size, probably almost as big as the big banquet hall right down the ground floor, but you can't see very far because it's cluttered with all this stuff. There's shelves, there's tables, so you can only see like a short distance through the room. You can see the far wall above, across the top of everything, but you can't. You haven't got a clear. You can't clearly see very far into the room.
Is there anywhere to put the torches on the walls as such?
There's probably like torch, old torch sconces.
So
There's a couple of like windows high up, open windows high up on the walls as well. Maybe about 15 feet up. There's light coming in.
it's just a case of making his way past all the trash.
And you can see at the far side there is an archway with some more stairs leading off and up.
Is that where the sound was coming from, or is the sound?
Well, that's also at the far end of the room.
Go on, I'll make my way over. I've got my sword out already, so.
Okay. So as you step into the, what's everybody else doing, by the way?
I'm waiting. Basically waiting for me to die.
But following him with my bow, like with the sights of my bow, like making sure if anything jumps out on him, I've got a shot at it.
yeah, I've got the sling ready.
Okay, so you all venturing into the edge, just inside the room, or
Yeah,
staying?
I'll move over to the side and kind of off to the side so that I'm ready to.
So I think we all need to be inside the room. I have a feeling something nasty is going to happen if not.
Right.
Right, so if Theron steps right, I'll step left, or
Okay.
vice versa.
Okay. Right then. So almost immediately you hear this groaning again, this pained groan, and you see a leg sort of like slump out from behind a pile, from behind an overturned table off to your right, maybe about 10, 15 feet away to your right.
Might as well head over that way. I'm going to signal to one of the to Oscar though, just to be ready with that bow.
Yeah, so I'll track you if you're going that way.
Okay, so Gabriel, you head over that way, and as you head over, as you get within about 5 feet, and you notice a dark pool of blood spreading out from beneath the legs of this figure across the floor.
So I'm going to tell all the others to be ready because I think he's dead now, but something's killed him. Something that's still in the room that we haven't seen.
Okay, so as you speak to this really faint rasping, help! God, help!
Right, who's our healer?
Is it me? It's not me, is it?
It's kind of me, but not really. Is the voice coming from the person who's down?
It appears to be coming from this person who's you can't fully see him. Like I say, all you can see is one of the legs is sticking out from behind this table, and there's blood pooling underneath them, spreading out across the floor.
So is it, if I walk round the table, then will I be able to see him?
Yes, yeah. Still, like I say,
Right,
still about 5 feet away from him.
I'll move closer. We need to know what it is.
Okay, so as you round the edge of this table, you can see this guy dressed in sort of like traveling clothes. He's got some sort of patch, some like battered, well-worn leather armor on. There's a short sword laid on the floor at the side of him, and his left arm has been torn completely off, been pulled off at the shoulder, and there's just blood pouring out. He's white as a sheet. And he's saying something, and he's saying something. There's blood flecking his lips, and he's like, but his voice is just barely more than a whisper. If you want to be able, you'd have to get right up close to be able to tell what he's saying. But he's obviously dying.
Go on, I'll get right up close. Because we need to know what he's saying or what he's trying to say.
You know what's happened to him.
I'm gonna keep watch on the room. Whatever did that's still here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't know. You keep watching the room. I'll focus my bow on this man in case he's pretending to be dying.
Right, so I'm going to sort of crouch now and.
Right. Okay.
Get close.
As you crouch down by me, suddenly a hand comes up and grabs the scruff of your shirt. I mean, it's weak. He's not sort of tricking you, but as he grabs you, his hand almost immediately falls away. It's that his grip is that weak, and as you lean, he goes, "Escar, you bastard!" And he coughs, and as he coughs, he coughs up like blood, and blood splatters your face, and he dies. And at this point, there's a massive crash at the far side of the room. Like, you see this bookshelf just go flying to one side, and all this stuff goes clattering to the floor. And there's like things getting knocked left and right, almost as if something's surging across the room straight towards you.
Are any of the others in its path?
No, they're kind of behind you, just about about 15 feet behind you, back by the door.
But we can't see anything.
You can't see. You can't see what is doing this, but you can see the.
Obviously heard the noise.
You can see the progress. Like I say, you can see these shelves and things have just been smashed out of the way. Something
Like
big.
there's an invisible force doing it.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Not invisible. It's just you can't see it. Like I said, there's like big bookshelves and things, but something is coming and just knocking stuff out of the way to get to you.
Right, well, I'm going to keep myself between the group and whatever this is, and just tell them all to be ready.
Ready my bow.
And I'm going to raise my sword and ready for it to come, because as soon as it comes, I'm swinging.
Okay, right. So you should have a hot bar on the bottom of your screen. You see your hot bar? Yeah, and there should be at least one icon that looks like a deck of cards that says "Draw Initiative" if you put your pointer over it.
It says I need to select a token.
Yeah, so click on your token
on the map.
Yeah. Just so it's got a box around it, and then click on the Draw Initiative.
It says initiate combat first.
Okay, does it not give you an option of drawing a card?
No, it just keeps saying initiate combat first.
All right, okay, I must have to do it first. Right, 1 second. Right. Right, try again then. You should be able to draw a card. If not, I'll have to do it for you. Yeah, there you go.
How many initiative cards do you want to draw?
Just draw one. Yeah, just draw one.
Oh, I don't have that symbol on my hotbar, by the way. My hotbar's empty.
Okay, so if so on the icons on the top right hand side, there's one that looks like a book.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on that, yeah, no, not the journal one. Further over, it's called compendium packs.
Right, got it.
Yeah. So and then if you look on that, there should be one that says Forbidden Lands macros.
Yep.
Yep. So if you open that up, they'll open the window up, and there's one called Draw Initiative, and you just like click and drag that onto your hotbar.
Got it.
Okay. Oops. Okay, is everybody drawing a card now?
2 seconds.
Oh, sorry, go on.
So how do I select my token to do
So
this?
just left click on your token, so like
That one there.
yeah, on the map, a little box will appear around it, and then you can just
Okay, and then press this.
yeah, and it'll say draw 1, 2, or 3 cards. You just want one.
It's not saying anything when I pressed it.
No.
No. Oh,
I think we had this problem last time, though, didn't we? And you had to kind of do it all for us. It wouldn't.
Everybody else is yeah. So is there a box around Oscar's token?
yeah.
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 Okay, so just try clicking on it. So the icon looks like a deck of cards. It says draw initiative when you over.
No, it doesn't look like a deck of cards. Hang on, let me delete that. Right, so we're going to go back to here. Forbidden Lands, macros, draw initiative, save macro.
No, you should just be able to drag it and drop it onto your. If it doesn't work, I'll just sort it out for you.
Nah, I can sort this. Watch this. Got it.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. Oh,
There we
and
go.
a 1.
Wow.
Amazing.
So like I say, before combat, before the first round of combat starts, so click on begin combat. So before the first round starts, you can choose to swap initiatives if you wish, and it's got to be a mutual agreement.
So does anybody want that one? Is that going to be handier for somebody else?
I think probably Garville.
I was going to say, I think I need the one, because if not, I'm kind of the last to do anything.
Okay.
Right.
So lower's better, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Lower is better. Yeah.
Yeah, because we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Ooh, it's like we're playing AD&D. Nice.
So you want the 1, and Oscar wants the 9. All right. Let me just.
I can. You can do we can do multiple swaps, right?
Yeah.
So I can also give the 7 to Oscar and make me 9 because I'm not very effective in combat.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, the only requirement is that you both agree to it.
If you want.
You there, all of it? All right. Hello? Hello? Have we lost him? Oh, he's stepped away. There's just an empty chair.
Yeah.
Okay. So, while he's away, I'll take this point to explain a few things on here. So let me just check what you can actually see. Oh, so you can't actually see any of those things. No, forget that. Because there's icons to show, you can click on to show that you've used a fast or a slow action. I thought you'd be able to see them, but apparently you can't. Okay, not to worry.
Sorry, yes, I was unmuted when I came. I was still muted when I came back. Yes, I could hear you, by the way, because I've got a wireless headset, just not a wireless microphone. I was AFK for 10 seconds, and yeah, they'll swap initiatives again. That's fine.
Okay, so you'll be at 7. I'll be at 9. I don't know how to initiate those swaps.
It's all right. I'll do that. Oh,
okay.
Cool.
Oh.
You bet.
Oops, that's the wrong map. That's from ages ago. Right. Oh, damn it. Can I?
Where do I find my information on weapons again?
It's on your gear tab.
Well, you probably want to use the combat tab, assuming you have your weapons equipped.
Yeah, so you trigger them from the from the combat tab, but if you go to the gear tab, you should be able to like expand and get info. Again, there's a little speech bubble. Just click on the speech bubble; it'll pop it into chat.
Oh, as far as like descriptions, gotcha.
I just wanted to know if the longsword and the broadsword were both one-handed or whether one of them.
It will tell you the grip, yeah. So it'll tell you whether they are or not. Can I copy this?
So here's a question I have because I ran into this with the One Ring recently, and it is, I assume, much more loose than this. Does it take an action to swap weapons, or do you just kind of use whatever you want every round?
Oh, that's a good question.
Assuming you have it equipped.
Let me just. So I believe I've got. Yeah. So if you go into the journal tab, there should be at the bottom. There should be a thing that says fast and slow actions. There's a little table there.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's so. Draw weapon is a fast action. So yeah, it's a fast action to. So I imagine that translates to like changing weapon as well. So yeah, fast action.
Sure. Okay. It's probably a free action to like drop a weapon.
Yeah.
Action to draw. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let me drag.
I'm just checking the. That's good to know for future reference, because I don't think I can do anything about it now. But I can equip a sword in each hand, I presume, possibly. They've both been one-handed.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. We'll have to look at. I think there might be a talent.
Or is it a talent? I'm going to say, is there a talent that lets me do that? So I know for future.
I think it's probably a talent. I'll have to look into it. I would imagine so.
Oh, that's fine. That's not a problem.
Right. This is. I hope I've got this right. It's going to be. Yeah. Okay. Right. So here we go. So let's move that. Can't do that. Okay. Right. So then. So first, Gaviel goes first then, basically.
How far away is this thing from me? Is it within swinging range?
So you still can't see it. It's like I say, it's closing fast. It's probably only about 10 feet away. But like I say, it's still your kills can't see it. There's all these tables and bookshelves and all this debris. Like I say, similar to what you can see on the screen. You can only see like short distances. It's kind of almost like the room's split up into different work areas by all these tables and shelves and.
So we can't sort of not overwatch as such, but obviously wait for it to come within.
Let's see.
Well, at least we know it can't get surprised on us.
No, that's what I'm thinking. But obviously, there's no point any of us charging off into the.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
See it. Yeah.
everything's going wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
We're better off letting that come to us, whatever it is.
In combat, can you hold?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
Yeah. So yeah. You can, yeah.
That's kind of what I meant by the Overwatch type thing. You know what I mean?
Sort of. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that, you know.
So obviously I'm going to hold and wait for this thing to.
Okay. Very well. Pop that out. It's probably more useful to have that popped out. Okay. Right. So yeah. So you kind of stand your ground. This thing comes smashing towards you. So Theron, you'd be next. But are you doing anything?
I'm holding.
Okay.
So I can get a clear shot of this thing. I've got my axe ready.
Okay. Siren?
Also holding until I can see what it is.
Okay. Right. Then this thing comes smashing through the debris in this room towards you. This half
What is it?
human abomination. It looks like a man's body that's been surgically attached to like a giant scorpion's body, and
Awesome.
it's got, but there's like a whole amalgamation of other limbs that have been crudely stitched onto it. Some of them are animal limbs, some of them human, but whereas the creature itself has been however it's been created is like put together. You can see the like scarring from the stitch work and things. Whereas these other parts, it looks like it's just these huge slapdash stitches, like as if somebody's trying to stitch on new parts. But there's like most of them are hanging off, rotted, and like just all oozing pus. Where they're like it's like, you know, it's tried to attach it, but it's rejected, and it's all kind of decaying and putrefying. Yeah, and it just comes tearing through this debris, it's screeching at you. Let's see, can we show that?
So we put it out of its misery.
I'm thinking that I'm going to attack it.
Can I? You token.
I think it needs to put out its misery.
Yeah,
I don't think this thing should exist.
There we go.
Ugh.
So it's kind of half running, half dragging itself across the floor.
How fast is it? Is it like?
It's surprisingly fast considering, but yeah, no, it's not as fast as you. You could probably easily outrun it.
I'm not going to outrun it. I'm going to kill it.
That's nasty. Kill it, please.
Okay, so can now trigger in order that you were.
No problem.
So you've got a fast and a slow action as it shows you on that table.
On which table?
There, in the journal tab. So your slow actions are your kind of attack. So slow actions generally require a skill roll. Fast actions usually don't. So you like slashing with an edged or a blunt weapon it's like a slash action. Stab action is with a pointed weapon. Punch kick is unarmed. Grapple is unarmed. Break free is if you're being grappled. Shoot is with a ranged weapon. Persuade target.
So obviously the longsword I've got is both edged and pointed. So I'm just going to.
If you've got a heavy weapon, if your weapon's got a heavy keyword, you can use the swing fast action. So you basically sort of like bring it back and get a bigger swing on it.
Yeah, it has got the heavy, so I can.
So you can fast action that. So you can swing your weapon and then slash it or stab or whatever.
Yeah.
So what that does is.
Can't remember what that talent does, so I'm just gonna.
So when you swing a weapon, you swing a melee attack to make upcoming strike more powerful. No roll is required, but this fast action requires a heavy weapon. Must be performed directly before a slash or a stab in the same round. If the attack is successful, the damage done is increased by +1. So it adds 1 onto damage, basically.
Is this a close combat or not?
Yes. So at the moment it's in near range, so you would have to step forward to attack it.
Right, no, that's fine for now. So yeah, I'll just obviously do the swing and attack.
Okay, so we're going to step up and attack it.
Yep. I get a +1 as well for my sword fighter skill. How do I add that on again?
So when you go into your combat tab, click on the long sword, and you'll open up a window, and on the modifiers, it'll be
box, that's
listed.
it,
Yeah, so you just check the box.
Nice.
Okay,
Cool.
so that's one success. So that will do the base damage of the weapon. If you had extra successes, it would increase the damage by 1 for every success. But you did the swing, so that increased the damage, so it does 2 damage. So that damage does 2 damage to its strength. So damage is usually to the strength attribute, like physical damage, which is essentially your hit points. Okay, so well, you like I say, you'll sort of describe what you're doing and then make the roll. So
yeah, I forgot about that bit. Obviously, as it's coming charging forward, I've sort of taken a sidestep and swung the sword round to try and decapitate it. Obviously, I've not been fully successful, but I've put a nice little gouge down one side of it.
okay, cool. So next to act then is Theron.
I'm going to continue to hold. If it attacks with that tail, I want to be able to parry.
Okay, so at the moment it is at near range, so that's so it's not you're not engaged with it. It's so near range is just go to the ranges. Range sorry. So near range is like a few steps. It's in the same kind of zone, but it's just a few steps away from you.
Okay.
So to engage in like close combat, you have to be at arm's length. So you have to be actually, right next to it. Okay, so
I'm an arm's length to the others.
Yes. So yeah.
I'm gonna parry if any of them are attacked, because I'll do anything for my friends to keep them alive.
Oh,
Okay.
Can you parry for other people? That's interesting.
Well, that's a good question. I think no, actually,
action.
If it,
I think there's a talent that lets you intervene on attacks on
I
other
think there's
people.
a talent that lets you defend.
Yeah.
If it's a different talent, then
Yeah.
I guess I don't really have that. I have Defender, but I don't have.
Okay, what's
That
so what's
doesn't say
it?
anything about breaking into somebody else's combat.
Wrong one.
Defender is a fighter's talent.
Yeah,
So defender. Let's see. What does it say?
I get a free parry every round of combat.
Right. Yeah. So that's only that's only for yourself.
Okay.
Like I say,
Then
I
I
think.
guess I'll attack it.
Okay. So you're gonna move. You're gonna move up as well. Okay. So I'll put you into
Try
the
and take it out. I've got a pretty good pool. Let's see what happens.
right up.
Luck. 1.
Okay. So that's
Base damage of 2.
yeah. So there's 2 again. That does 2 damage. So you like step up and swing your sword, hitting it. Oops! I don't want to damage. Nearly damage to. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to push that. Can
No.
you push in combat?
You can push in combat. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No, I'm not
only,
gonna
like I
risk
said,
it.
the only time you can't push something is if something is a passive roll.
Got it.
Okay, so yeah. So its fast action would be to step up and then attack. So yeah, so it's Siren then.
All right. I will stay where I'm at, trying to maintain some distance from the terrifying creature, but intriguing. I like how the parts are kind of stitched together. I might have to investigate that later. However, I will go ahead and use my sling, which
Okay.
I already had equipped,
Yep.
and throw a stone at it.
Okay.
So, agility 2, marksmanship 1, sling 1, no extras.
So it's only near distance as well. So is that a bonus? I think there might be a range bonus. Range combat. So near. Oh no. Near is no, not neither one way or the other. Short would be -1 in fact. Okay.
No, I think short is its max range.
Right.
Yeah, short.
Okay. Wow.
For the sling.
That's a good hit with a sling.
But yeah, 2 damage.
Oh, yeah, maybe hit it clean in the face. Yes. Wow.
Done.
Okay. So, but now it lets out this almost like human scream, and it attacks. So, I need to actually need to.
Oscar's about to run away.
Right, yeah, there we go. Okay, so this thing attacks twice as well. So first it attacks before Oscar. So because it's a monster, it works differently to humans or human-like monsters. So a human monster, like things like skeletons and other people, they'll just use their light equipment. Whereas beasts and monsters, they have like unique attack tables, a bit similar to Alien. Similar to Alien, if you've played that at all. Okay, so I forgot to decide who it attacks. It's going to be at random. So let's just apply this at random to one of you two. So it attacks Theron. So it lets out this chilling roar, like this otherworldly scream that freezes your blood. So everybody, it affects everybody within near range. So you're subjected to a fear attack.
Can I roll against that? What do I have to? No. What can I defend against it?
So what you do is.
Yeah, so it's my saving throw. So I want to know.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm looking for, but I don't think this thing has saving throws. Like I said, very brutal.
Yeah, no.
Wits.
Yeah. So fear. So some creatures. They use fear attacks. Fear attacks can also be triggered by magic. A fear attack is rolled by a number of base dice, and each success causes 1 point of damage to wits. All fear attacks. So there is no save to it. There's no save.
Oh,
Just straight up damage to your wits.
Yeah.
Yep, to all of us.
One each.
I'm going to tell you how. So hold on a second. I need to. So it's base damage. It was 6 dice. For some reason it's not rolled. I'll have to do it this way with the roller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for each success it gets. So 2. You all take 2 damage to your wits.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Good one.
that's me done.
Is that your wits gone?
Are you broken?
Is my wits gone?
Okay. So if your wits is reduced to 0, if a stat is reduced to 0, that means you're broken. Where are we?
I think it's a non-standard crit table.
Yeah. Damage and recovery. Here we are. So broken. So wits. You're paralyzed by fear or confusion. Roll for a critical. Oh, critical on the horror table.
Oh, horror table. Right.
There's my tables.
The horror table.
I like the name of that.
Yeah, this game has lots of crits if you ever get broken. It's great.
I'm gonna read the player's handbook after this game. Like,
Okay, so trem. So yeah, you just reduced to a quivering wreck. So until you recover, you will have a -1. You're shaking that much, you will have a -1 penalty to all of your agility rolls.
Damn.
And
So
it will
How do you
take
recover?
it will take you, unless you receive some kind of treatment, it will take you 5 days to recover from that.
Oh,
yep. Here's the bigger question, though: can he still act if he's broken?
So
Wits.
wits, when you're broken with wits, where are we? You're paralyzed by fear. So no, he cannot act. He's paralyzed by fear and confusion.
Yeah, you're out.
You cannot, if you remain conscious. Oh no, if you remain conscious, you can run to a safe place, but you can't perform any actions or roll for any skills.
No,
The
so
only thing you can do is cower or run, because you're basically just like your resolve, your wits, your sanity, your bravery is broken. You're completely, utterly terrified. You're like just shaking with
Aw.
fear.
guide, man. Guide me.
Okay. So everybody else okay? Nobody else
Yeah.
broken? Right.
Waiting for my turn.
yeah,
Yeah, it's so it's Oscar's turn. Yeah.
I'm going to shoot at this monstrous thing.
Okay.
do it.
How many
Right.
lives has this thing got left?
Combat.
So it's
It
looking.
could be a
it-
decent amount.
it's
Like
looking.
most humanoid creatures have a maximum of 6, but monsters,
Yeah,
they're
tougher.
different.
So it's
Come on, I got a 6.
It's looking, injured. It's like bleeding from like various injuries, wounds you've dealt it, but it's still, it's still pretty good. Okay,
Does that one success do anything to it?
so
Yeah.
basically, there you got your damage. So you got your success, and then next to it shows you the damage. So it's just done 1 damage.
Okay. Is it worth pushing the roll? How many dice do I have? I have 5.
So you've not rolled any banes. So you've rolled a 3 with your ability dice. You've rolled a 5 and a 1 with your marksmanship, with your skill dice. Which don't forget, skill dice don't have any banes on them.
Sure.
So your success came from your gear dice. So you got 1 success on your short bow. So there's no damage. So yeah,
Is that worth a push, is it, folks?
there's not gonna.
I think
There's,
this thing's got
there's
one more
a
round in
chance
it. I think
you can deal a
absolutely
point of
push.
damage to your short bow.
You know the mechanics and the maths better. Like, is there a good chance I can do better here with a push roll?
So you've got 4 dice that you've not rolled a 6 on,
Yeah,
Right, so it's worth it, huh?
and you're not going to take any on a push at the moment. You're not going to take any damage. You could still roll some banes though, but you'll only get banes on the bow or the agility dice.
so yeah, no change.
Things
No
get
banes.
Special.
No
No
change.
banes, but no extras.
Yeah.
Banes, no
okay.
change. That's
No
fine.
banes, no gains. Okay, so then this scorpion beast, this monstrosity attacks again. So let's just pick a
It's
target.
got 2 attacks.
Yeah, it attacks twice.
You
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah. Most monsters do get multiple attacks. Okay, so yeah, with a with a powerful leap, the beast jumps upon. So it's going to be one of you two.
Meeny, meeny, miny, mo.
So it jumps upon Theron and embraces it with its demonic claws.
Can I parry that grapple?
You can. So the thing with parrying is parrying uses the action. So if you've already used your actions, you cannot parry or dodge.
I get a free defender.
You do,
Yes.
you do. So yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Nice.
All right.
Has that free action got to be a parry? Could it be a dodge?
Yes.
It's got. Yeah, it's a parry.
Is it a parry?
Yeah,
That's fine.
Was that from this defender feat?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you got 1 success, so that
One.
cancels.
Oh.
That cancels that out. So yeah, you managed to fend it off. As it leaps down, it starts to like strike you with its claws. You manage to like bring your weapon up, blocking it.
I don't want a hug today. Back off.
But yeah,
Not
so
a
so you kind of on the floor, kind of half on the floor, you stood down on your knees, sort of there with this thing like bearing down on you. Okay, so that was a round of combat. So it's next round. So again, initiatives remain the same unless you choose to change the order.
So I want to take my initiative because obviously I'm just a gibbering wreck.
Yeah, we probably should, right? So
I'm fine
I
with
don't
where
know.
I am in the order.
I would think, Theron, you should probably take the 1. You're close combat.
Trying to chop its head off before it gets to do
That's
anything again.
true. I'll take it. I'll take the 1.
Okay, so Theron's going
The
to go
two
with
close
1.
combat should go before it if possible.
And I went before it already, so I don't really need to change. What's Garvale at now and Oscar after the 1 swap?
So that puts Garville at 2.
Oh, I'd give the 2 to Oscar, right? Then all 3 of us should go before it does.
Yeah, I'll get a shot before it goes as well.
Yep. Is Garville going to contest it? Agree to that? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There's no point me.
Whimpering in the corner. Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking to the purple mushrooms in the corner by the
Does he get a choice when he's broken? Does he get to have a say when he's broken?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
It says it can still move and stuff. So yeah, it's still be able to make that decision.
yeah, because if you don't flee, it could attack you again. But I still think it's more beneficial with 3 of us going first.
Oh yeah, if we can all go before it, absolutely.
Yeah.
If we can take it out in one round.
Hopefully, it is injured. So
Okay, so first to act then. This second round is Theron.
All right. Battle axing him.
Good luck.
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, there's 1
Okay,
and a bean.
Should I push?
so you got 1 bane so far. So if you click, like I say, if you click
Yeah.
on it to expand it, you can see where that damage is going to go. So that damage is going to go on your
My strength.
strength.
which is
I'm
going
gonna
to lower
push
your
it.
capability in combat. I
Yeah.
don't know that.
Doing it. He's doing it. Good luck.
So you're doing
I'm gonna
3
push it.
damage at the moment.
Is it worth pushing it?
Yes.
Ooh, so upped it to 4. So 1 damage has been applied to your strength. So that should have been, if you check your character sheet, that should have been applied automatically.
Let's see if it did it.
Ooh. So you did extra damage there, but took some damage to your strength.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It already did it automatically. Nice.
So what happened? So how did you take the damage to your strength? So we'd like to say your strength is essentially hit points.
I swing and I put too much power into it. I throw off my shoulder,
Okay.
trying to bring this thing down on its head.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Bring your weapon down its head, smashing into it, and there's like you hear the crack of its skull splitting, and it lets out this like massive roar. There's blood pouring from its mouth, but it's still managing to keep going. So that was a slow action. You have got a fast action left.
Ooh.
So you could. So one of the things you could have done, you could have like, I think a battle axe is a heavy weapon, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
So you could have used the fast action for a swing, which would have added an extra damage onto it. But yeah.
I didn't know that at the time.
Shoot, by the way, is shoot a fast or a slow action?
Shoot is a slow action. So generally, if it requires a roll, it will be a slow action.
And is reload the fast action that goes with it?
Yes.
Yeah, got you.
So like I say,
So assuming I did a reload after I did a shoot last time.
yeah, we can assume that. Yeah. So like I say, if you're not sure, there's that like little reference page that you can pull up that's got all the fast actions. So you got like fast actions include dodge, parry, drawing a weapon, swinging a weapon, getting up if you're prone, shoving somebody, disarming, trying to disarm somebody, a feint, which is the action you can use to change initiative order with an enemy, but it only works with intelligent enemies. Run away, retreat, grapple, ready a ranged weapon. So if you ready a ranged weapon, that gives you a bonus, I believe. Or is that aim? Or aim is just something similar. Power word, that's spell casting, and then you got use items, whatever, some other miscellaneous thing.
Found it. I've just found it.
Well, then can I, after hitting it, can I try to get back out of its range?
You can. So to do that, let's see, that would be, so you're engaged with it, so you need to, where are we? Swing, draw,
I don't have a thing for
disarm,
breaking off from combat.
retreat. So you've got retreat. So this action must be used instead of run if you have an active enemy at arm's length, which you do. So you use a retreat action, which brings you to takes you to near range. So you have to roll for move. If you fail, you still move, but the enemy gets a free attack against you.
Then no, never mind. No, I'm not going to give him the chance, especially with that tail. I'm just going to ready a parry if need be.
Okay. Right on then. So next it's Oscar.
Oh, I am going to be shooting at it then.
Okay. So like I said, those other ranged actions you can do. Let's see where the.
Let me bring that back up. I had that up a second ago. Fast and slow
I think you need to reload that bow, though, right? Doesn't that take a fast action for you?
Yeah, so we said that I assumed I did that last time because in my last round I would have
okay.
the slow action and the fast action, so I would have shot and reloaded.
That's true. Yeah.
So aim is a fast action. Before you shoot, you can aim. This gives you +1 bonus to the attack. You must aim and shoot in the same round. You cannot save the bonus for later round. Please note you cannot ready your weapon, aim and shoot in the same round. So readying your weapon is before you can fire your bow or sling, you must ready it. Prepare the weapon by knocking an arrow or placing a stone in it. Once you've readied your weapon, you can't take any slow action other than shoot and no fast action other than aim. So as we said, we've assumed you've last round you shot and then readied your weapon, which is essentially reloading. So you can do the aim action, which gives you a bonus.
So I can do the action and still shoot this round?
Yeah.
Right,
So,
then, let's go.
Basically, it's every other round you'll be able to aim. So it's like first round is fire, ready. Second round is aim, fire. Third round is ready, fire.
Yeah.
Next round is so on. Yeah.
Okay.
So that gives you get add a bonus on the modifiers. You just add 1 dice onto the attack.
So just type in 1 on modifier.
Yeah, that's it.
And I tick the sharpshooter box, right?
Yeah, because you've got that as well, because it doesn't require any willpower to use it. Okay.
Got 1, no Banes. I'm pushing that,
Okay, yeah. So like I say, if you can check the dice, see what you can assess it better by expanding it.
So how do I do that?
Just click on
the chat tab.
Yeah, click on the roll and it'll expand the window. It'll show you all the dice, all the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So again, one thing to keep in mind when you're checking your dice, though, is you've got no Banes on your short bow. Mm-hmm. If you roll and you get any Banes, your short bow can be damaged.
You break the short bow, yeah.
With the short bow only having a base damage of 1, if it takes 1 point of damage, it's useless.
Yeah.
Until it gets repaired.
So maybe don't push rolls on when I've still got a chance of getting a Bane on that dice.
When there's the possibility on 2 dice that you can damage the short bow.
Yeah, the equipment's the black one, right? The short bow, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling lucky.
If you're feeling lucky, go for it.
I want to kill this thing.
I hear you.
I want this thing to die. And if I'm lucky, I might just kill it here. If I'm unlucky, I'll break my bow.
Yeah.
Pushing it.
All right.
We came here to play games. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just giving.
There's a 6. Oh, and a Bane.
2 damage and 1 Bane applied to the bow. But yeah, so
I broke the bow.
You broke the bow, but you get the right to describe its death. You've dealt it a killing blow.
Nice.
It was worth it, right?
Good job.
Oscar pulls back his bow and his shaking hand steadies for a second, and he just manages to line up the sight of the arrow just right in between the eyes of this scorpion man beast. and he looses the arrow, and it just slides right in and goes right in between its eyes, and you see the tip of the arrow poking through the back of this monster's head. But he's pulled the bow back so hard as the arrow's released, the bow has snapped.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, and with a groan and a throaty death rattle, it collapses to the floor, blood pouring from its head, from its mouth, from the split, from the like big crack on its skull, and it collapses to the floor, dead.
I broke the bow, but I'm pleased with that.
Yes. So let's just check that bow.
Worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you go onto gear tab and look at your bow,
Yep.
open onto the chat. Yeah, it's not applied the damage to it, is it? Or has it? Let's try a combat roll with it. Oh,
No?
maybe it hasn't applied the damage to it.
It's broken anyway. We know I can't use it because I only had 1 hit point.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway. Okay. The most important thing is this thing is dead.
But what made it?
Good question.
Same person that nailed
That is
the other
the
bits
guy
to the wall, I think.
Oh.
So
How long has it been here?
As it dies, because of my dark secret, I'm already heading towards like tables and books and trying to look at things.
Oscar is trying to, even though he's basking in the glory of the kill for a second, with his first kill with his new accent, he's going to look for anything valuable in the room.
Okay. And what about?
Is there anything
I believe he's a
flammable?
greedy
little bugger.
Is anything? Yeah, there's lots of. I mean, what do you mean by flammable? I mean, there's lots of
Like liquids that we can use as kerosene that we can use to actually like either light our torches and or burn this creature.
Okay, you can certainly have a search
don't
about.
burn
Yeah.
it. I need to study it.
And also later, your
Why?
the idea before about making fire arrows, if we took some time later, if we had some burnable material, kept it, and then later when we had some time, we maybe could make some decent flammable
We could
arrows.
also make some good Molotovs.
You can certainly try and craft stuff. Yeah.
Don't forget to Molotov. There'll be no Russia in the Forbidden Lands.
Okay, a kerosene bomb.
Yeah.
I am not, because I'm consumed with my need to have more magical power and learning. But is anybody checking on Garfield?
Oh yeah.
Garville's just a quivering wreck in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm still talking to the pink fairies and the purple mushrooms.
Well,
I potentially could if somebody tried to get my attention and redirect me, but as it stands, I'm already looking through books and stuff.
right. So Oscar,
I'll check on him
you go then.
and try to talk him up and say it's gone, it's dead, we're safe now.
Oscar struts around the room like looking for valuable things.
Okay, so
I already
Garfield,
know
do we
that
need to get
Oscar
you
is
out of
really
here?
looking, so I'm
Are
like,
you gonna be
Oscar,
all
if
right?
you find any books, bring them to me.
I
Books, of
I'll be
course.
all right. Do I need to roll for anything to see whether?
So to recover, you can. So the fastest way to recover from being broken is for somebody else to treat you. So for damage to strength and agility, it requires a healing. For damage to wits or empathy, it requires use the performance skill to raise your will, raise your like morale.
Sing them songs and shit.
So this is singing them songs, singing them song, talking them round, yeah.
Oscar, if I'm honest.
It was the bard.
Isn't that what the halflings are good at, singing
I'm a
songs?
halfling. I'm not a bard, but we're going for racial stereotypes. I'm a
Yeah,
halfling.
well, that's another
I'll
interesting.
tell him some tall tales, like no problem.
Yeah, so that's another interesting thing about halflings in this game. So they keep up the pretense of that cliche, but in reality, halflings are nasty, mean little motherfuckers. They're like wife beaters and drunks, and yeah, they're not nice people. They're not nice at all.
Hang on, they're not a monolith. Maybe Oscar is a nice man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oscar could,
it could break the mold. But yeah, generally,
Yeah.
as a
Oscar's
role,
not a
they're
wife
not
beater.
great people.
Yeah, and they're secretive for other reasons. too.
no, he
Yeah.
might be a greedy little halfling, but I don't think he's certainly not a wife beater. He's
Yeah,
not
so
married.
all kinds of, but yeah, they're like greedy,
He hasn't had the
self-serving.
opportunity.
But yeah, they're not. Yeah, they keep up that pretense, that cliche, that Tolkien Hobbit. That's the public face of them, but behind closed doors, they're the complete opposite. Like like I say, like Oliver, like Oscar, he's like a greedy, self-serving, out to like further his own ends, make himself rich, and that's all he's interested in.
I could
I
roleplay that
think
like
we
no
at least
problem.
already know that about Oscar.
Yeah, he's not exactly being. Well, yeah, I mean, apart from Garfield, you're all friends anyway. You all know each other. But
He's not being shy about it.
but
I've watched it.
there's another reason that halflings are secretive as well, which I'm not sure whether did we discuss this? Was it common? Was it knowledge? Brian, I can't remember.
It is not. It's no more common knowledge than what we do with the dead in Seneca's Rest. So, I mean, you and I know, and I don't remember if anybody else does because we've read the lore and stuff. But I don't think
I should
think
know
it's
if I'm a
known
halfling.
by the players, by the characters.
Well, not necessarily.
No, okay.
No.
Well, I've been living in isolation for 300 years, I suppose. My community has.
Yeah, and
I don't even know my own racist history, my own kin's
and
history.
it's not. Yeah, well, because there's only been a few there are only a small number of halflings in the settlement.
Yeah, he would know though.
Yeah, you think? Okay, so yeah.
Because if they had one, they'd have to take care of it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, halflings, when they give birth, they either give birth to a halfling or a goblin.
Oh God!
Yep.
No way!
Yeah, and if they give birth to goblins, they basically go off into the woods and like just discard them.
Yeet it, yeah.
Yep. They either discard him or, and this is probably the case in Seneca's Rest because there are no goblins in Seneca's Rest.
Yeah.
They kill it.
Yeah. They drown him in the river.
Yep.
That's halflings for you.
Now that we might be
Goblins,
getting...
by the way, don't do that.
I want to know.
No, goblins are
all right, so two questions. When a goblin has a baby, does it have half a chance of being a halfling?
It does.
It can, yeah.
And
what about when
goblins-
somebody has twins? Does it have a chance of being 50?
Yeah.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
way. So goblins and halflings are the same, two halves of the same race.
They essentially are, yeah. But to everyone, like nobody believes it. And at least in my head canon, I don't know if this is accurate in some of the books because I haven't read super deep because I don't want to like ruin stuff. But in my head canon, I feel like goblins tell people and they don't believe them because they're goblins.
Because halflings have killed all their goblin offspring.
Right.
So
Yes.
there's none to tell.
But yeah, so
Right.
goblins
That's dark.
Goblins get the bad rap, but they're actually generally
They're actually
even
not
nice.
pretty
killing
nice,
babies.
right?
Yeah, they're not killing
Yeah,
babies.
yeah.
Yeah. No.
Holy shit, that's dark. I love it. I fucking love that. So I could have had brothers and sisters that were aborted at 1 day old because they were born a goblin.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's not all that might happen to them as well, but
here's
you
the
certainly
kicker.
don't know about that.
You're fine with it.
Yeah,
It's
the halflings are okay with it. We've done it
Yeah.
for generations.
Yeah,
Because halflings
Yeah,
survived.
forever.
yeah.
Yep.
But that's not all that might happen to any sort of goblin offspring that might have been drowned in the river. But the other side of that you definitely don't know about.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I even know. But yeah.
That is dark. I love that.
Well,
Yeah, I
you
like
might
how
know.
some of the games do stuff like that. Like in, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Symbaroum, but
Yeah.
Symbaroum also has goblins and trolls. And like the lesser known secret is that goblins, when they get old enough, they kind of wander off into the forest and they turn into trolls.
All right, cool.
They like metamorphosis into
like it.
like
They're taking-
huge troll creatures that are just dumb and confused as to where they come from, and they come back to civilization, and like even the goblins don't know.
I like that they're
'Cause
taking
the trolls
classic
don't
race
remember.
and totally new things with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. Halfling goblin thing, that's fucking cool.
it was so good when I read it the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
in Forbidden Lands. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So going back to the recovery thing. So if somebody does either like healing or performance, or like say performance can be storytelling, it can be singing, it can be telling a story, it can be like more psychological. No, cat, give up. So they'll make a check, and every success gives you a point back on the attribute. If no one helps you, in 1 to 6 hours, you recover by yourself and get 1 point back. Okay, so Garviel,
So I can-
if Garviel's left
I
his
can
own
attempt
devices, he will come to his senses in a few hours.
I'm going to
If
help him
somebody wants
after
to
I've looked
pull me
around for
away from my
valuables.
obsession, I can attempt it.
I will too when I'm finished with my obsession with looking around for valuables. Me and you are on the same kind of thing here.
Right.
I'll try to get his attention. I'll try to get your attention.
Okay. So yeah, I'll come over to Garviel, and I don't know that I'm necessarily any better at it than anyone else, but I will try to soothe him with a story of
Okay,
that
so
I
that's a
remember from an
performance
old
check.
book of heroism and great deeds, and how he reminds me of the hero in the story.
Aw.
That would count as performance, right? Like oration, essentially.
I was going to say brilliant
Yeah.
description, but the dice might still let you down.
Sure. Because I don't
really
have
good,
any
though.
performance, but I do have an empathy of 3. So let's see what happens.
You just roll on 3 then.
Yep. Yeah, that didn't work.
Unlucky.
I'm not gonna push it.
So there can only be one attempt made.
Yeah. So he's on his own for a bit.
So does that mean because you've attempted it, I can't?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
lucky.
just have to wait. How long was it again, Phil?
6 hours, I said.
So it'll be between 1 and 6 hours.
So we have
At least an
we
hour
have to
before he
essentially,
regains his senses.
think about setting up camp here.
Oh, sorry, you're breaking up a bit,
Well,
Brian.
if anything, we need to protect
Sorry.
him.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to, fortify this room and think about just taking a rest.
Oh, did we find the archer yet? Was he the other dead body?
Well-
The dead guy has got a short bow on him. Yes.
Oh,
Garfield
handy.
was the only one who saw him.
Handy. I'll
many
take that
arrows?
short bow.
And then that replaces the one that was broken, doesn't
The
it?
broken one, yeah. Exactly.
Well, don't discard the broken one.
And so
though,
don't
'cause it
discard the
can be
broken one, though,
repaired.
'cause that-
Yeah, get that fixed. But
Yeah, 'cause you can fix it.
We'll take a short bow.
You can still fix the other one. Shouldn't
Yeah,
you
what's
shouldn't
the deal
squander your resources.
What's the deal
No.
with a halfling, like a shorter race, a halfling goblin? Can they use a longbow, or is it like short bow only for a smaller race like that?
I don't remember seeing anything like that in
I
the
don't think
rules,
they
but
can
I'm
use,
not
like,
sure.
sort of bigger weapons, I think.
I'd be surprised if a halfling could use a longbow,
Me too. It would make sense that they can't.
because they're about 4 or 5 foot, aren't they? A proper
Yeah.
longbow.
Just thinking about what is peak weapon, what is peak missile weapon, and I'm thinking that the halfling probably doesn't use it, doesn't know how to get longbow.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Wah.
Oh, Brian's frozen on comms.
Oh, am I?
How can everybody?
No, you were just sitting really still.
Oh, okay.
You just did
I
the
do
blink
that.
for 10 seconds.
Okay.
It wasn't intended.
yeah.
Now, hold on, but like we got this one guy with a short bow. He's dead. He can't be the only scavenger.
No, so you know there's so the
There's still the harpy's nest, though, isn't there? There could be anybody, and there's that room
Right.
downstairs.
And
yeah. So
How
Dal,
much has it got on him, Phil?
so we haven't
Sorry?
really done a thorough search of the room either. There could be more bodies around here.
Saying how many
Or
arrows
hanging
did
on the wall.
did I steal off his corpse?
so I would say there's you get a dice worth of arrows. So if you're currently, so you can advance up to the next
to up
value.
one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I go to gear and arrows. I change the d6 to a d8.
Yep.
Hang on.
Look at that. You know, it understands the game already.
Hang on 1 second though. Shouldn't he, since combat's over, shouldn't they roll for their arrows
Yes.
before?
Yes.
So change it back to
Before
a
you-
d6.
so you-
roll the
Yeah.
d6
Okay.
to see if you're out, and then if you're not, then
Yeah.
increase it to a d8.
Right. And do I roll it right? There we go.
So you just
Press
click
that.
on it. Yeah. There you go. So that's fine.
So
That's
now
fine.
you're up to a d8 then. Yeah.
Sweet.
Can I do anything while I'm gibbering about? Or-
You can move.
Yeah.
You can talk. You just can't perform any actions.
right.
Anything that
Oh,
would
sorry.
require a skill roll, you can't do.
That's fine. I just didn't know if I could like wander about stumbling upon things that didn't
Yeah.
realise.
Yeah, I mean, I
So long
imagine
as-
you could look around. You just don't get the benefit of being able to roll to search, essentially,
Yeah.
right?
And don't forget, you have got the I forgot what it called it, but you got you're trembling permanently, so you got that nerve. So you got until that's fixed,
Yeah, no, that's fine.
you've got a
Oh,
minus
that's like
one
5
on agility.
days, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Jeez.
5 days. So it will recover naturally over 5 days, or it can be treated. But again, it's it's wits damage, so it's a performance thing.
Right.
So what
So
are
we
you
can't
risking?
have somebody else try the performance for 1d6 hours. So we graph the camp.
Yeah.
Are you like going back to searching this room then, or what are you doing? What's your plans?
Yeah, I
Just
am.
keep stopping.
I think you should carry on searching for a bit while we're relatively
You guys search.
safe.
I'm gonna make sure that the room is secured.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a lot of stuff lying around here, a lot of stuff being overturned and upturned, so definitely want to get a good look around here.
Any body parts, burn them. We don't need that crap in our camp.
No, I think who was searching
Stuff
the
going
body
off the
parts?
wall.
Who was checking the body parts for their dark secret?
No, my dark secret is that I am always yearning for more magical power.
Right.
So I'm looking for books. I'm looking for vials. I'm looking for
Yeah.
anything that could lead to knowledge and or actual power.
So that's why you'll ignore a broken friend when
Yeah,
there could
so-
be books and stuff lying around.
So basically, to get to be able, because at the end of a session, one of the things you check is, did I activate my dark secret, and that'll get you an experience. So choosing dark secret, it's something similar to that's in the One Ring. So there's like bouts of madness in the One Ring. So basically, you have to trigger your dark secret, but it has to be in a way that's detrimental.
Right.
to-
Like I'm not going to get a bonus for it. I'm just role playing it. I
Yeah.
thought when I was at the door and I saw what was clearly a lab, I thought about just going in and starting to look at stuff. That
Yeah.
probably would have triggered it because then I
Yeah.
would have been attacked and yeah.
Yeah, so it has to be
I'd say you did.
Def-
I would say that going to the look for the stuff instead of helping our friend is detrimental.
yeah,
Not
possibly. Yeah.
really because he's going to recover. Like it's not putting me in danger. Like
Well, it's one less hand.
I don't know. It's Phil's call. I was just
fair.
role playing it to role play it.
I think either way triggers it. Either way triggers it anyway. So both circumstances. I think I agree with ignoring the guy that's fucked up over in the corner to go look at books and vials and stuff. I think that's what is the dark secret trigger.
That's
Well,
only
but I
people that
ended
care
up pulling
about their
myself
friends.
away and trying to help him anyway.
Yeah, you
right?
did.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
I
if
like
I
the
had
dark.
ignored you and been like, "No, I'm busy," like then
Yeah,
maybe.
I like this dark secret. It's a cool mechanic in the game. I really love this
Yeah.
game.
I definitely did not trigger mine.
I think I kind of triggered mine, but didn't realize until after the fact.
That's
I
always
think
good.
there's another game I play called Fate, and it's got a similar thing to that.
Oh yeah,
Not dark
See,
secret.
right,
It's like
Bells and
when you
counter
trigger
function.
your disadvantage, you get inspiration or fate point. Or
my
whatever.
my dark secret is obviously I want to fight, and I will go looking for the fight.
So mine
Which-
is I'll get rich no matter what. I don't give a shit, and that's why I'm like away. I'm scurrying around. Look, when he's fucked up in the corner, I'm away looking for valuable things in this
Which is
room.
obviously kind of
Yeah.
what I did. I just went straight in for the fight.
What is it
Yeah.
exactly?
Now,
Oh no,
if
that's
you-
not my dark secret. That's
If
not-
Oscar had been looking for valuables during the fight, like if you spent your
Yeah.
rounds like I'm looking around for money, like
No, that's not actually my dark secret. My dark secret is related, but not exactly that.
oh okay,
So I've not triggered my dark secret.
But yeah,
it's
yeah,
cool,
so
it's a cool one.
So yeah, it has to be triggering. It has to be something that is cause a detrimental effect.
yeah,
What's the book say? So every player has a story. Many of the colourful individuals trying their luck among the ruins have a checkered past, filled with thrills and danger. You're one of those people. You have experienced something before the game begins that has left its mark upon you, or still threatens you in some way. This is called your dark secret. Dark secrets that you and others are foremost tools for you to create stories, but can also affect experience points at the end of it. Actually, what to say there. What does it say about it? Yeah, so you get some way that you suffer. You have to suffer from your dark secret. So if
A gibbering wreck in the corner.
yeah, so
Because obviously my sort of need to fight then turned me into a.
yeah, but you have to announce it. You got to say I'm like so.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
going
that's
to
fine. That's what I'm saying. I think.
So
I think
yeah,
I-
so the case of yours when you're secret, I'm going. I'm going to go. I'm going to this. So this guy, he can clearly best me, but I'm I'm just
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
go in
oh that's
regardless.
a good example. Yeah.
Yeah. Or with the magical stuff, it's like so. If this fight had been in the middle of this fight, if Siren had gone fuck this, there's all that shit over there. While they're distracted doing that, I'm going to go over there and raid all that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because it's definitely because everybody's going to think he's a twat for doing it. Yeah, it's got to be detrimental in some way.
Just cool.
But anyway, so yeah, were people? What are you doing? Are you searching this place still, or?
I am.
Yeah, I'm certain.
Now, if we continue moving
for
up,
anything useful,
that would be the Harpy's Nest, correct?
we think
Towards it.
possibly.
I don't want to push forward until we have our group kind of sane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
Let's
mean,
Let's
we're
bring
here-
out some rations and try to make a base camp.
exactly. Like I think that's what we need to do at this point because I
Have
know
you,
that
have you
Oscar-
found anything from this search? So we need to discern that first, don't we? Has anybody found anything?
I haven't been searching.
So if you have been searching, you can make a scout roll.
Okay. I will do so
Scout
as soon as I
would
get
be
to my character sheet.
would be the one to use.
Okay.
Mind you. Actually, no. Sorry, no. So I take that back because no. With this, if you're looking, you find.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I apologise. You shouldn't. Yeah. If you're looking for something, unless there's good reason, you don't need to roll. You find what. If there's stuff to be found, you find it. So, in which case, where are we? So most of the stuff around this room is that old and decrepit and rotten and deteriorated that it's beyond use. But it looks like somebody who has got no skill or knowledge. So this is obvious to you, Styron. So somebody with no skill or knowledge has been trying to haphazardly continue these experiments of what look to grafting these, grafting more parts onto this creature, because it looks, when it was first created, it wasn't finished. And although you find it hard to believe it, it looks like this thing was actually doing it to itself.
Okay. So it had a level of intelligence and was trying to improve. Yeah.
To some degree, it's like I said, the attempts at it were like beyond crude. I mean, like I say, it's stitched things, but it were never going to work. Obviously had some like latent, fragmented memories of the process on some level. So the only thing you do find amongst all this wreckage are a couple of urns that are filled with body parts, more body parts, in this like this viscous, vinegary type fluid. So Siren, you recognise it's some kind of preservative fluid.
Sure.
And there's eyes, there's a brain, there's some kind of weird insect that you've never seen before, kind of about the size of a cat. And hands and feet, arms. So these to the right person, these probably have some value.
Right. How big are they? Are they easily transportable? Are they sealable?
They are easily, you can seal them. They are heavy items, though.
Sure. Okay. Well, maybe something to come back for, but I'm not going to pick that up right now. I'm pretty laden down with stuff.
So yeah, that's something else we probably worth mentioning. So items don't have an exact weight; they have a rating. So things will be tiny, small, and large. I forget the exact, but basically
Light, tiny, light, normal, heavy.
Yes. So normal takes up one line of your equipment list. Light takes up half. You can carry 2 light items for a normal item. A heavy item is, I think, 2 normal items or something to that effect. So. Yeah. But yeah, so that's another thing that's kind of abstracted, but I think it works quite well.
Yeah, the character sheet tracks how much you can carry based on your strength as well. So.
It does.
And there's penalties if you go over.
Yeah. So yeah, if you go overweight, so it affects things like if you're traveling or if you're trying to run in a combat situation. So you have to make I think it's a move check, and if you fail, you'll take damage to your agility, but you can still do it, but you'll basically take a tribute damage.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's it probably takes you a good hour to search this room at least, because it's in such chaos, such disarray.
Yeah.
And I will say kindly that by this time, Garviel is stopped drooling and slowly come to his senses. So Garviel, you can have a point of wits back. Let's get still paused. It should be moved on an hour. So you can see through the windows above as well. You can see the sun. It's about mid-afternoon. So you've got about You've got about just less than a quarter day left before it gets dark. So do you want to proceed?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
So you have two options. You can you can retrace your steps, and there's that staircase that's those stairs that went down to the bowels of the tower below you, or you can progress further up, higher up into the fortress.
I think if we go up, we're going to meet those harpies.
Yeah, I don't really want to. I don't want to get tossed off the tower. I feel like going closer to the ground might be safer.
Mm-hmm.
And say you are a fighter down as well, so there's only going to be 3 of you. You don't know how many harpies there are up there.
Yeah, we need to find somewhere safe to rest up, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, Oscar's quite in a bit of a bad way. He's 2 damage to his agility, 2 damage to his wits. Well, everybody's got damage to the wits. So resting, if you successfully rest, resting will clear all of your damage to your attributes.
Which is obviously
You don't have to roll for anything.
No. So long as the rest is successful, as long as it's because you can basically rest if you set up camp somewhere that you believe to be safe, you can rest, and providing that rest is not interrupted, you'll recover your attributes. The only things you don't recover is if you became broken and you receive a critical. So, for instance, Garviel's tremors, they're not going to heal just from resting. If you'd taken a critical injury from a weapon, that's not going to go away.
But I can heal up my strength that I lost from the axe.
Your tributes will return.
How many?
All of them, or just one?
All of it. So it resets. You get
okay.
If you successfully
how many exits are from this room?
From this laboratory.
Yeah.
There
I keep
are
clicking it, but it's not changing the thing.
What's that?
Oh, there we go. Never mind.
Having a rest, that's a whole different new process. So there's like mechanics behind it and setting up camp and everything. So there's 2 exits. There's one, back through the doors where you came, that leads back to the hallway and down to down the stairs, or there is this archway through which, at the far end of this room, through which you can see another set of stairs going up. But also, since you've been moving around this room, there's also just through this archway, before the bottom of the stairs, there's a corridor leading off to the left. A narrow, dark corridor.
Let's try the corridor.
There's no windows or light.
It sounds inviting, right enough.
So I think we need to make a decision.
Yeah.
There are a few of us now who have taken some stat damage. We're not going to cover the rest of this ruin in the quarter of a day we have left until dark. I really feel like we should probably find a place to take a rest that is defensible. I just don't know if that's this room. Like, does that archway have a door attached to it?
No. Most of the doors most doors you've seen of even if there's very few that are actually still there, still remain, and the few doors that you have seen aren't in a good way. I mean, like I say, the doors to this chamber, they're quite heavy, and they look like they were like heavily reinforced at one time, but they're rotted and weak.
Sure.
Can we backtrack? And how far can we backtrack?
Should we go back to the other side of the bridge?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, because obviously the big wooden bridge is there, or we go back to that room and drop the bridge.
Oh, maybe like pull the table back across and then set up camp like in the main hall.
Well, then how are we going to get out?
Because we can use the table to block the door.
The table
from
back
the
out.
outside.
Right.
And we've still got the table there if...
That's valid.
You know what I mean? So we're kind of barricading the room. The only other way across is the chain.
Right.
So we'd either here or possibly... You know what I mean?
I do.
Listen, if we have
If
the
we-
table and we have control of when the table's available or not, we could take down the chain.
We
and
could
then
remove
other
the chain,
people can't
yeah.
get to us.
So the other
that
the other
side.
problem we're going to run into here before long is if we're in the second quarter. No, I'm sorry. We're nearing the end of the third quarter. Like if we don't camp soon, we're going to start feeling it.
Yep.
And we've already taken some hits. So I'm willing to continue forward. I don't know. Maybe if we go down that corridor before the stairway up past the arch, maybe we'll find a more defensible room there. But this room is not defensible if something decides to come down.
Should we try that first instead of going back and doing the bridge then?
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Agreed.
Oh, we lost Brian temporarily.
Am I back?
He agrees.
Yep, you're back now, I think, yeah.
Let me
Okay.
reload my thing, actually.
I think it's filled so to reload is.
The kind of threat level and how scared I feel is really high in this game, and I love it. Like it's deadly. I feel fragile.
It can be, yeah, for sure. It can be, yeah.
Well, I've watched everything right up to now. Like I've watched it all, and it has been brutal. The game, the mechanics are very harsh, and I like it.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to reload Ninja.
Right, fine. So yeah, I think we're pushing on, aren't we? Is that what we're doing down that corridor?
Yeah, I think so. Assuming somebody still has that torch.
I
one
did have
torch.
it. I'm not kind of sure where it is now, because obviously.
We find where you
So-
dropped it. We go retrace our steps.
Is there anything in this lab we can make a
Okay.
torch out of?
So what you're doing? You're taking that side corridor up ahead.
Yeah, we're
I'm
thinking
assuming
about-
I would have stashed the torch before I started fighting anyway.
Well, you put it on the. You put it in this on the.
Oh, I
in
put it in the
these.
sconce, didn't
Yeah,
It's
you
actually
did.
one of the sconces,
Oh,
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Like I say, it's not pitch black in this like in this laboratory, for want of a better word. It's not pitch black anyway.
Yeah,
There's
but
like
the
quite a
side
bit of light comes in through the
past
windows above
arch
you.
is that it's dark.
The side corridor is pitch black.
Yeah. So we need the torch for that.
So you're heading down there, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so this side corridor, there's the remains of a door at the entrance to it, and a few feet in, there's the rusted remnants of a metal grate, a door that's like a metal, like a barred door, like just like metal grate door, if you know what I mean.
Oh, sure.
Like a cell, like a door to a cell.
Yeah.
But it's kind of rusted and it's hanging off off one of its hinges. But this corridor is it's barely wider than your shoulders, and the ceiling's low. It's damp. It smells bad.
This is where the thing is kept.
And it leads, following it down, it goes only shot maybe about 30 feet or so, and it leads into a really dank claustrophobic chamber with like low ceilings. The walls are slick with moisture, and moles growing on them, and the air. There's this strong smell of rot and decay and like stale air. There's no there's no like air circulating. It's almost really, the air smells really stagnant. It's almost hard to breathe, and you can hear the constant sound of dripping water. And the walls, this kind of opens up into this chamber, and the walls are lined down both sides with bad cells, tiny cramped cells, each about can't be more than like 5 feet square. Each is all open, so they're open to the front. Like I say, it's just like bad fronts, bad walls, and bad doors, and each one is empty. And in the back, on the back wall of each, are the rusted remains of chains and manacles. There's maybe about 20 of these cells.
Well, this is definitely not going to be a pleasant place to camp.
Yeah. It would be secure.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
And
about
there's
that.
no window.
And there's no
That's
windows.
true.
And it's
Yeah, there's no other way out. There's no windows. The only light you've got is from the torch, which like kind of gutters in this like
There's only one way
stale,
in.
stagnant air. But yeah, at the minute you stood at the like at the end at the the entrance to this chamber, and like I said, these cells just stretch out in front of you on either side.
Is it closed at the other end? There's no other way out, and it's a closed chamber, yeah.
There's no windows and no other apparent entrance or exit.
Okay. Maybe this could be safe. Might not be the most comfortable place to camp, but it might be safe.
I don't know. I don't.
We're
feel
still
like
here, I'm
we
not,
have quality rest here.
Is it
But can we find better in the time that we have?
I don't think anyone has a good
Well.
feeling about this place. Maybe we do move on.
Are you still with
You
us,
said
Oliver? I
there's
can't
no-
see. I can't hear you at the moment.
Who?
Can you hear any of us?
Yeah, I can hear Brian. I can hear yourself
Can you hear me?
and Jace.
Me?
Yeah. That's Oliver. I can't hear.
You can't hear me.
Can't hear Oliver at the minute.
Right.
Everybody else can't
It
hear
might,
me.
I'll
I can hear you, Oliver. Yeah, I don't know.
I am speaking.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. I think it's just
All right. I'll reload it. It's probably me. 1 second.
Yep.
well. I think camping here may have
there
negative
we go.
effects as well.
I agree.
I don't know how that mechanical. Well, if that
Psychologically, you mean, or
No, I think with the resting and whatnot, will it have will the mechanics?
So, yeah, we'd have to make rolls to rest,
Hello.
and if we're not successful, then we're not going to get any recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
Obviously, in the terms of Oscar, it's going to not benefit him at all.
Right. So I feel like we should probably, if we want to make camp, we need to backtrack and maybe possibly even go all the way back down to the camp where we were with the bard.
maybe.
Pull the table back across so that at least if anybody tries to come through from above, they'll have to use the chain.
Yeah, that's valid.
We don't
I
want to
think
camp out in the
I
open.
don't know. I think we
because-
could camp in the tower where that table is. Where we've
Go
crossed
all the way
over.
back there.
You
No,
think?
the
The
first,
other- the other
first
side of
tower,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's a
just
big
even on
room.
this side of it.
Okay.
'Cause we've
Again, if anything comes down or up that stairwell. We've got no defense.
We've got the table
Yeah.
haven't we? We can block the door that's coming from up.
Can we though? Can we pull a 5 meter long table up from this side?
We've just
I mean,
yeah.
We dropped it
It's
over
got
to
legs.
this side.
Yeah.
so where?
No, it's upside down. We can grab it by the legs. It'll be fine.
So Phil, in the where the chain is. Pardon me.
Yeah.
I think we're saying that is there room
Is it possible
in that
for us to pull
tower
that
right
table?
there before going up or down to camp?
Oh, the east side.
So like
Yeah,
right after we crossed over before going either up or down, is that an actual room that we can camp in?
Yeah, so yeah, on the other side of that there's a hallway that runs through, and there's lots of little side rooms that don't lead anywhere.
Okay.
At the far end of that hallway, that's where the staircase is that leads up to the laboratory, and there's also that narrow, dark staircase that leads down into the towers, further down to the tower as well.
Tower, we could potentially take one of the side rooms and try and set up camp.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. At least there's a bit. It's certainly more pleasant than where you are at the minute.
I appreciate we could go all the way back down, but we don't know what's happened in them behind us since.
Agreed, and I don't like the feeling of the laboratory because it feels a little too large and open, but maybe a small side room. You know, obviously somebody's still going to have to keep watch, and it might not be the best, but I think that's probably the option we should go with. Might even be able to use the table to block the door.
Yeah.
Because if the table is sturdy enough.
Yeah.
I think go back there and check them little rooms out and see if there's one that we can.
Yeah.
Or somewhere secure in it.
Okay. Is that the general consensus then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree with the rest of them.
Okay, so let's just use the party sheet then. So if you look on the actors tab at the bottom, right at the bottom, you should
2
see.
seconds. Where do I get the party sheet?
It's character tab, the actors tab. Sorry.
At the bottom, you'll see that sort of star symbol. It says Seneca's Chosen Few. I think that was the name that was given. Yeah. Yeah, a Curious Few, that's the one, yeah. So if you open that, there's 3 tabs on that. You've got a main one, which has got a list of party members, and then you've got a travel tab, and then you've got a note tab where you can keep, I think that's, everybody can edit that, so it's for keeping notes.
Yeah.
I think that's stuff on the wagon. Where is the wagon as well? So that's still
Down
by
below.
the tower, isn't it?
It's down below, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or did we leave it up the path a bit because we couldn't get it down? There was some.
Yeah, it's up the path, like off to the side. We kind of hit it, and the mule.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the meal's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so on the travel tab, you'll see there's various areas. There's like hike, lead the way, keep watch, make camp, and all these kind of things. And you'll see the little book symbol next to each one with the title. So if you click on that, it brings up the rules. Basically, tells you how all that stuff works. So the only thing we're going to be using, because you're not actually traveling, the only thing we're going to be using is make camp, keep watch, and sleep. So first thing we'll be doing is make camp. So when the journey of the day is over, not really travel, so it's not a journey as such, but we're making camp.
Yeah.
You find a good place to camp, making a fire, preparing somewhere to sleep so you can sleep well, rest properly. It takes So to basically set up camp, gather supplies, and put things together, it takes up a quarter day. Usually the evening. So only one person can make camp, but others can help. So up to 3 people can help. So every person that helps, it gives the person who's doing the make camp a bonus dice. So that person makes a survival.
Survival stinks.
That person makes a survival roll. If you've got a quartermaster talent, that helps. If the roll succeeds, you're fine. You're able to set up a comfortable, sheltered place where you can get a proper night's rest.
Okay.
If it fails,
quartermaster talent.
yes. Mm-hmm. If it fails, you still make camp, but it's not pleasant. It's not comfortable, and you don't get the benefit. Although you do rest, you don't get the benefit of rest, and you have a mishap, which gives some detrimental effect. Then, of course, you've got the option of posting sentries to keep watch, which is so during every quarter of the day, you should designate someone in your group who's responsible for scouting to keep watch. Even after you make camp, you don't need to have a lookout if you don't want, but without one, you have no chance to spot threats until they're on top of you. So if you assign somebody to take watch, then they make scouting rolls. Well, basically keeping watch.
Yep.
Wow.
So you can drag your tokens around and discuss amongst yourselves who's taking what roles, and drag your tokens around and assign them to particular roles. So, like I said, making camp takes up a quarter day. So it takes a long time to gather the things you need, make sure you're going to be comfortable, and make sure it's secure.
And I'm the guy that does that because I've got the quartermaster skill, right?
Yeah.
So we're taking a quarter day to rest.
So that puts Oscar in the make camp, so other people can help, like drag their token onto there to help make camp, and that applies bonuses to the check.
I'll assist.
Okay.
I will as well, but I don't think I'm going to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's
That
not.
can't
I
help.
mean, other roles you'd.
Oscar's looking around for rugs and silks and soft things to try and make some beds and seats
Right.
and something comfortable to lie on at least. As well as like clearing debris and things lying around, so we've got vision on the entrances.
Yeah,
So he's making it comfortable as well as visible.
comfortable and secure. That's basically your job. So the other. Normally, when if you're out in the wilderness, you'd be other things you could do. While people were setting up camp, you could forage. Others could go foraging and hunting. Obviously, that's not a thing. That's not real. That's not
What
possible.
about keeping watch, though, just in case?
So you have to assign people to keep watch.
Theron.
Yeah, probably.
I need rest. I need to sleep.
Yeah. So
Well, again, we can't rest until we've
We
got
can't
a
rest
camp.
until we've got the camp. That's the problem.
yeah.
We have to spend a quarter day making the camp and then rest, don't we?
Yep.
So to sleep.
Well, I can't keep watch. I can keep watch while you're setting up. Is that what you need?
Yes. And then, so basically the way this is going to go down is Oscar's going to make camp. We're going to be behind the game if we do this correctly, or somebody's not going to sleep. So Oscar sets up camp. We assist. Theron keeps watch. Then 3 of us sleep while someone keeps watch. And then the last person sleeps. But that's if we want everybody to get sleep, and I think we do.
Yeah, I think we need to.
I mean,
Or Oscar
doing
makes
2 shifts.
camp.
We're doing 2 shifts to sleep in. We should have 2 sleep and 2 watching rather than 3 sleep and 1 watching.
Yeah.
And then
It's
1
easier to
sleep.
have 3 sleep and 1 watch because
Is
it's
it?
not going to make a difference in the watch check. Like
Oh,
it'll be
okay.
based on 1 person.
So you don't get a bonus for having 2. There's no
I
point having
don't
2.
think so. For
let me
keeping watch.
let
I
me
could
check.
be wrong.
So keep watch. No, yeah, it's just 1 person. Yeah.
Or on the flip side, we could we could have Oscar make camp. We assist, Aaron keeps watch, and then we could chance it, and we all just sleep.
Don't forget,
Tucked
I
away
have
in this little
also
room.
got the blanket and the tent, I believe.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
they
Not gonna
give
be
you.
able to set up the tent in a tiny little room. Would be my guess,
So,
and it's not going to help us anyway because we're already indoors.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll get no benefit from the tent. The blanket you will, because I think that ages sleeping, does it?
I've just posted it. So what's
Well,
it
if
say?
Oscar succeeds in making camp, none of us have to roll to sleep.
Yeah.
We just rest.
Yeah. So the other option as well is not to make. You can forego the
And then
making
you
camp.
find a good spot. Yeah.
Yeah, you just sleep on the. You just sleep where you can sleep, where there's a space to sleep. But
That's going to be a survival roll, though, I
But
think.
if we're
Yes.
taking plenty of time to sleep, we might as well take that. The 2 people assisting on the make camp.
yeah, so to
Yeah,
sleep,
yeah.
to sleep, you've got to spend at least 1/4 day sleeping.
Right.
While you're discussing that, I'm just going to let the cat out that's going mental.
I say we
Before
put
we
up the big old
decide,
table and in front of the door, like we drag it into the room that we're going to use. We put up the
Yeah.
table in front of the door, and we
Which
all
door?
just
The door that
sleep.
leads to the steps?
no.
No. So we're in a little side room
Yeah.
that we've chosen. That I'm assuming has one door, right? And the door might be rotted away, but we already know that this table is sturdy.
You can block it
Yeah.
with a table.
So we drag it into the room, we put it in front of the door, right? And then we sleep and take our chances. I don't think we need to have someone keeping watch in the middle of this.
No, because I think for
Place.
anybody to get through that table, it's going to come down with a crash.
Exactly.
Does the table fit in the room we're in?
I'm going to say
Yeah,
we've
we're
got to
5
assume
meters
first
long.
that we can get
Well,
the table through the door, though. That's the
Yeah. I mean, it'll be Phil's call. I'm hoping he'll be nice to him.
The other door. It's just
I'm
the
picturing
other
it in my
door.
head and it doesn't go in.
Right.
So
I get ya.
it depends what you want to do. So basically, I will allow it, but it means you have to. It will no longer be useful as a bridge because you will have to. It's too big to sit in the doorway. You could put it across the doorway, but it would only, sort of. But then it would only form a
So you
barrier.
have to come down to make
Yeah,
it, like,
yeah.
block the door.
If you want it to block the door completely, you would have to, cut it down. Which I will allow if you want to do that.
But do we want to lose our bridge?
No, I don't want to lose the bridge.
No, we don't.
So let's just throw caution to the wind, make camp, and then let's just all sleep. We
Okay.
sleep quietly. We have a cold dinner, no fire, and hope that somebody won't come find us in this little side room. I mean, what are the chances?